Welcome back, babies. This is Shonen Pulse, episode 34, Big Dirty Foe. The whole gang's here today. We got Big Weeb,
What's up?
Big Knox,
Yes, sir.
Papa Traffy. I mean,
Saving
Papa
the best for
Traffy,
last.
Big Traffy, and,
What's up?
and you got me, baby. You already know what it is. King Velvet over here. Today we're talking about 6 manga. We normally cover about 9 of them, but 3 of them on break. One of them been on break for a long ass time. I don't know what we're gonna do about Ranger Reject, but we'll talk about that later. At a later date. We talk about Centuria, Chainsaw Man, Dandadan, Shangri-La Frontier, Gotcha Yakuta, Ranger Reject, Odor of the Flame, Ichi the Witch, and Kagurabachi. I went out of order because no script. Like the video, comment, subscribe, do all those good things. If you're not subscribed, you should probably change that. Hit the button, stomp on it, do all the good stuff, do all the things. Anyway, let us know, down below, as usual, your thoughts, comments, concerns. Help us get to the Thowie on the subbers, because we almost there. Check out Traffy's shorts he been doing. A lot of y'all been in the comments saying, hey, when you guys gonna talk about the Bugle Call and some other stuff? So we got a guy talking about the Bugle Call. Check out the shorts tab on the, I don't know what side it's on, but hit the button. Anyway, we're gonna jump into it. Ain't gonna, drag you along for a long intro. We're gonna jump straight into Chainsaw Man chapter 211, War, Panties, Chainsaw. And since he ain't been here for a minute, we got Greek Weed back. Let's see, what's your thoughts on this one?
Okay, so first off, Denji still needs therapy
Yeah.
based off his reaction at the end of the chapter.
Fuck yeah.
Now to the most important section that we're probably going to dive into. Well, we know what Yoru was planning, and it is the most obvious thing ever, and yet no one ended up calling it. At least from what I can see.
Makes me think that it's like more than just that. It's a little like too on the nose and obvious, isn't it? I feel like we need to hear it from Yoru's mouth first before we.
True, but
yeah.
I can see it,
True.
but I do feel like that's definitely what she wants. I don't know, like it might be more to it, but I feel like she's definitely a straightforward idiot, type of character who is just like, thing in front of me, I want thing, go for thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But
What would be crazy?
Go.
Oh, my bad. What would be crazy is if Yoru wins, but when everybody becomes immortal, they become peaceful and they no longer feel the need to fight.
Dude, I love that.
That is interesting. And then she gets bored and weaker.
Yeah, because at that point it's like it's like we don't have anything to be afraid of anymore. Like you can't hurt us, you can't kill us. It was just everybody's just happy, fun time. That'd be crazy. I didn't even think of that.
I didn't think of that either.
Pissed.
That sounds like such a likely possibility if like things were to actually go down that road of death being erased and no one being able to die. They just immediately go like, okay, so what are we fighting for then?
Yeah.
Thanks, War Devil. You say like they're fucking like praising her like they were Digi at the end of part 1. Like, thanks, War Devil. We don't die anymore. Like everything's great. We're all happy. That's interesting. I do when I read the chapter, I definitely smacked myself in the face because it was just like the War Devil wanting an everlasting world war was just like, how did I not think of this? Like,
Right.
I can't believe like I've never seen anyone say it, and it's just another one of those things where it's just like I should have been able to guess this. Like I feel like Fujimoto does it a lot, where something happened, it's like how come I didn't even think of this at all? Like
it's because he's set up like a story where we're constantly trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in his weird little mind. That whenever something needs to be like super obvious, he can get away with it because we're too busy overthinking every single thing that he does because of how many times he's thrown us for a loop. That we kind of can't see the forest for the trees almost. At this point, that it's like, oh, the super obvious thing went super under our radar because there's so many like wildly esoteric things happening in the series. I almost smacked myself in the fucking face reading this fucking chapter title for the first time. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga, bro? I did not read War Panties Chainsaw until right now.
Yeah, same. I just noticed it as I was like, oh, I gotta read the chapter title, and I was like, why is this the title?
Yep.
This chapter is just so Fujimoto, and of course, with the end of this chapter brought controversy online and discussion for Chainsaw Man, and people fail to see. I feel so back and forth because when Chainsaw Man is slow, I'm just like, I wasn't feeling it. It just there. And then when there's moments like these, I'm like, just hype man. Anyways, so
let me guess that Chibi kid tweeted about this, didn't he?
Oh, wow, you're saying names?
Oh, whoops. I mean, that one small boyish reviewer guy.
Yeah. Little lady boy, whatever. Yeah.
So, there are people that were complaining about this chapter, and they fail to realize that it's a pattern, it's a cycle for Denji. Whenever he wants to change, something bad happens that knocks him back. And then he has to start it all over again. And like the most recent one, even though it hasn't shown much of a reaction to it, the fact that basically Asayoru has left him, that's going to be a hit to Denji as well. And then, of course, there was when Nayuta died. Every time he's starting to get better, something bad happens and it resets his progress to the point that I can see there's at some time during Chainsaw Man Part 2 or further, whatever, Denji's going to realize that him trying to get better correlates with bad things happening, and he's just going to be who he is now. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Unashamedly or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see
And that feels like it's a major like hitting point to his character if you're ignoring the theme, because a lot of people don't like stagnant characters that end where they began.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the thematic resources behind it, it makes a bit more sense.
Yeah,
I
think
really
it
well
works
said.
if Denji. Yeah, that was good. That was well said. I think it works if Denji goes at it in a way where he's just like, "Fuck it, bro." Like, if I keep trying to be a better person, things are just gonna keep getting worse. So I'm gonna just wild out. He just starts doing coke and fucking begging hookers and stuff. And he just goes like all the way down to deep. I can see him just saying, "Fuck it." Either that, or he like next chapter starts with him doing the little dog shake. Where he's like, "No, not gonna look at panties. I believe you. Like I understand. He's just." Not horny. No time for horny right now. Very bad things are about to happen. Like I can see that, but
Yeah.
like even though like I didn't really feel any type of way about this chapter just because like not like I'm talking about like the fucking Death Devil stuff. Like I know a lot of people were going crazy over it, and like I did tweet like a month ago. It's crazy that some people call themselves like so-called like fans of the series, but you only see them tweet about it when something weird sexual happens. And a name that will not be named did make a tweet about this for the first time in like 3 months because there hasn't been anything sexual related in like 3 months. So interesting that's I guess interesting coincidence, but. I don't think Fujimoto needed to do this, 8 panels, 9, 10 panels, but even then, I still don't think Denji is gonna be like on some horny shit. I think like next chapter he's legit gonna be like, okay, like yeah, he's probably horny because he's seeing girl underwear, but I don't think he's gonna be on some like let's bang or something. I think he's like legit gonna be like, okay, let's get this shit on the road. Like let's solve this problem.
I think Denji's gonna disappoint you.
I don't. He might, man. I mean, disappointing me wouldn't be surprising, but like, he's just got to go, one way or another. Like there's a fork in the road for this kid. You either shake your head and fucking get together, or you do coke and fucking go crazy.
Okay.
So, couple things pertaining to what Traffy was kind of talking about just a moment ago, while it's still in my mind or whatever, the Nayuta death thing. Wasn't there a theory that Nayuta wasn't actually dead and they kind of like faked that to get a certain reaction out of Chainsaw Man? How likely
that was a theory.
Yeah.
That was a theory until the manga release. Because Fujimoto corrected it and added her mole back to her face.
Oh, yeah, because I remember there was like a visual detail that was missing from like the severed head of Nayuta, and it made people go, oh, but what if? Okay, fine. Anyway, damn. I liked that theory. But going back to what you were saying about how people don't like stagnant characters that kind of like end where they began or whatever, like I could definitely see that complaint, and it's definitely a valid criticism sometimes, I guess, or whatever. But like whether a character is like flat or round or like static or dynamic, like isn't like, I don't know, there's different character types like for a reason. I don't think that that whether they're a one-dimensional character, a multi-dimensional character, or static or dynamic, none of that really matters by itself, in my opinion. It's kind of about context and execution and how those types of characters are used. So like flat, static, whatever, like doesn't really matter, even if it's the main character, as long as like the writing is there for it to justify it, or there's like just like a good combination of like other character types like around them. Huh?
Voice cut out a little bit.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, mostly it's just you cut out like for a second.
Okay. I'm hosting the recording, so it's like my audio is going to be consistent no matter what. But as long as cool. As long as you guys heard me, that's fine. But that's like my thing, is that like just because like a flat, character or a static character exists in a story doesn't mean it's like an inherently bad decision from the author. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like regardless of like where Denji's character kind of like ends up, just pointing out his character type isn't as valid of a criticism if you're going to ignore like the context or the execution of how that was done in the story, with everything else, with all of the other moving parts considered as well. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say on that. But but yeah, man, fucking 9 panty shots is crazy as fuck.
Fujimoto.
And like I've never noticed like a kneecap detail. I was like, bro, he drew like bad like kneecap detail lines. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this in like maybe I have, but like just page 13 is like, I was like, bro, these like look like real knees, like he really went all out to draw these kneecaps.
Especially for like
that's what he's been hiding.
Yeah, Fujimoto too is like someone who like purposely like keeps the detail relatively low on character drawings too. So like, I mean, most of the time, like we got quite a bit of detail in this reaction drawing of Denji's face when Lil D pulled up the skirt or whatever. But like by and large, like throughout Chainsaw Man, he's been consistently, much lower detail on character drawings than pretty much any other drawing in the story. I don't know how involved he is in backgrounds and things like that, but he tends to keep that shit low. So seeing the kneecap detail had me like, wait. What's up with these knees, man? Like, is there like a
you got the bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
He's been hiding them the entire time.
The bee's knees.
The little D's knees. The little D's knees is crazy.
Seeing Denji go Lil D, like it made me think like it made me just think a couple things like, one, like why did I ever think of calling myself Lil D, or like are you calling yourself Lil Denji to like make fun of me?
That's actually what we call my cousin.
Oh,
bruh.
Yeah, because his name starts with D, same name as my brother and my grandfather. So, and he's the younger one.
I told
we call him that. We used to call him Baby D.
That's a lot of people call me. That's a lot of people call me Battle Master, but but
I really like it very easily being mispronounced.
Bro, Yato, the way you just said little D, that just made me.
Look at the first page. Look at the first panel. He's just looking like his lip hanging and shit. He don't know how to. He don't know how to take that information. And I'm like just so many things could go through his head. Like Lil D, like Lil Dick, Lil Denji, Lil like what do you mean Lil D? Like why did I never tell people to call me Lil D? Like what? You stole my name.
And you know what? I think in the last review for Chainsaw Man that we did, and this is probably obvious, but I have to take my fucking W's anywhere I can get them. I'm sure I'm not the only or first person that fucking said this, but I definitely said Lil D was for like Lil Death, like Death Devil, in like the previous like review or whatever. Not saying that this is like a groundbreaking realization or anything like that, but I'm not tapped into the Chainsaw Man community to that degree or whatever, but I didn't see anyone say that shit either, so I felt kind of cool seeing like an actual panel dedicated to I'm the Death Devil, thus the name Lil D. I was like, yo, I said that.
People in the comments.
I really wish.
No, shut up, y'all.
Still here. I really wish Rick said was still here to call you out on that.
I did
not call it.
Yeah, I did.
People in the comments, it's alright. Grandpa ain't got internet yet.
Oh my god, I swear I said that shit in the last review, bro.
You might have, but I do remember. I do remember pointing out that, like, in the Japanese, she said like "she-chan" or something. So we did have a conversation about that. But
Yes. Yato said he saw where it basically meant little death, and you said, "Oh, I didn't know that." And
No
I
way!
said, I didn't say anything because I thought it was obvious.
Bro, wait.
I can't
no, the way that it went,
confirm that.
the way that it went is that I said I started the conversation by saying Lil D is probably Little Death or regarded to Death Devil, and then Yato said the thing about She-chan, and then maybe you said whatever the fuck you're trying to say you said, but it was started by me.
I know I brought up the She-chan thing. I think Knox might be right because I don't think I corrected on the death. I don't know. We going to roll back the tape.
But Rick said we need you. Where were you when we needed you, nigga?
Yeah, Rick said retire. Yo, you on the island drinking mojitos and shit.
No,
fucking whatever.
No.
Anyway.
Fucking
so yeah, Famine Devil's just laying on the floor. She sleep like what the fuck? Like I can't.
What's
can't
up
see.
with her?
Yeah, I guess she tired. She needs some food or something. I don't know, but yeah, interesting chapter. And is she hungry for real? Yeah, but like I remember Death Devil initially, like when she was saying she didn't want the prophecy to happen, it was because she loved the food of the world so much. Like it was like if the world dies and shit like that, I'll never get to enjoy pizza and fucking crumble cookie and shit anymore. So it's like I wonder if she's really eater like that, or if like that was just her. If that was just her pretending to be famine.
Why would you word it like that?
I mean, that you gotta ask Fujimoto.
No, the verbiage was insane just now. Maybe she's not a real eater, nigga. You're sick.
Hey man. Hey man. I don't know what you want me to say, brother. But yeah, I wonder what her true what Death Devil's true what her passion is, because like we know the War Devil, according to Death, is she wants this nonstop world war forever, and man, I would love that shit that Traffy said to be true. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah,
just
really
everybody's just they're just dancing and fucking ring around the Rosie in the sunflower fields and shit, and War Devil's just like, bro, what is this bullshit, bro?
What is this kumbaya garbage? What the fuck?
Right, please.
Wait, if nobody can die, they wouldn't fear anything. All of the devils would lose their power.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Bruh, War Devil is actually it's crazy because in some way, like in one way or another, all of the horsemen are kind of doing like the same thing. Like Makima wanted to like rid the world of them to like make it a peaceful place and shit like that, and then like by mistake the War Devil is about to do that, and like the Death Devil, like I said, we don't really know what she wants or what Famine wants. Like Famine just want to eat a fucking hot dog, but like I don't know. Like
okay, so wait a minute. So
I think
so this idea that Traffy has kind of introduced in this review is making me think like, how unlikely is it that is an ending for Chainsaw Man, where Death Devil is destroyed, nobody can die, and then Fujimoto decides to write like some kind of, I don't know where I have to think about how I have to word this, because like I'm thinking of how silly this nigga Fujimoto is and the likeliness that an ending that ridiculous is possible in a story like Chainsaw Man, and we literally can't write it out. And so like I'm thinking of a situation where the Death Devil dies, everyone is no longer has a fear of anything because of immortality, and then as we start getting writing about how like the population increased to ridiculous levels because of the lack of death, and now like we're fucking terraforming Mars and terraforming other planets in the fucking solar system, and just like taking the overpopulation of humanity and going from planet to planet to like create this fucking like intergalactic regime of humanity throughout the fucking throughout the solar system, and like it becomes like fucking, I don't know, Isaac Asimov's Foundation suddenly. And now, like, there's just fucking humans, like, sprinkled all throughout the fucking universe because people just can't die.
I'm just imagining, like, a giant, what was it? Like, what was that game where the character, you roll around a ball and pick up trash and it just gets bigger and bigger?
Oh, Little Big Planet.
Is that it?
I don't think so, actually.
I want to say it's like Tamagotchi or something.
Yeah. It's something like that. Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I said Little Big Planet.
I'm just imagining I was imagining like the world, like with no one dying, there just being so many humans that the planet just like grows in size because humans are like they're taking up every possible space on the planet. Like all the water and everything are just filled with every possible place for there to be air is just filled with a person, or like the planet's growing in size to the point where like it just becomes a massive. It's not gonna fucking happen in the manga, but
Right.
just
I mean, we would need more atmosphere for that. So, like, the more humans, the more people are breathing, and the more people are breathing, the less air there is for everyone else. But nobody can die. So, like, humans would become like the size of insects after a while through like evolution.
So my actual theory is that Fujimoto has been in our comments in disguise watching the video, and he's gonna hear the theory, and he's gonna be like, I gotta go back to the drawing board just to make sure it doesn't come true. That's my theory.
Fuck no.
If it doesn't happen, that's why.
No mangaka is fucking watching our shit, bro. We don't even have 1K subs.
We don't need logic here.
They're gonna be the 1,000th. Yeah.
Yo,
Fujimoto gonna comment number 1,000. Yeah.
Dude, I would literally, bro.
Yeah, don't say something crazy, because that nigga don't say you're gonna eat a shit brick, because he'll pop up. Somebody will make an account named Fujimoto Chasky and say I'm here for 1,000.
Yeah.
I love how every time Denji sees fuck, I just forgot his name. Yoshida. Every time he sees Yoshida, he's just like, it's that dude I've seen before.
That's not even Yoshida.
What?
Hell no, Yoshida has stark black. Yoshida has stark black irises and pupils.
Oh wait, it's the fucking
arm guy.
And he has he has like a mole. He has like a mole on his fucking cheek and shit too.
Yeah, no,
this guy's the dagger guy, I think.
Wait, what is it? It's like sword devil. Sword devil,
man.
Yeah. Sword devil chainsaw man. Let me double check. Okay.
Oh, I thought he had little daggers.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Okay. What's that one dude? Don't go crazy in the comment section, bro, because I'll box you up. But
oh, yo, he's on your heels now. You blew it, bro.
Yeah, his keyboard on fire. But no, I was definitely like, yo, Yoshida. And I was like, it was funny because he does this shit with Yoshida too, where he always like he never remembers his name. It reminds me of like fucking Mike Guy Kisabe, where it's like I've seen, I don't know who this dude is. Like they have that weird relationship where Kisabe is like, hey, you remember me? He's like, I have no clue who you are.
Why do I keep wanting to say Yugi? I just almost said Yugi twice. Luffy does that shit too in One Piece.
Who is
the only people he likes?
He does it to everyone.
Nah, he does it to everybody. It's only to the people that he really like gives a damn about.
Y'all
doesn't give them the weird nickname.
Yeah, y'all talking about nicknames. I'm talking about like not remembering people and like not remembering.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Luffy does that shit too. But you're not a real One Piece reader, so of course you wouldn't remember that.
True. I am like 200 chapters behind. I'm a catch up.
I'm pretty far behind too. Last chapter I read was the last chapter of Egghead, so
yeah, I'm like middle.
You got a good binge.
Egghead.
Yeah, so got a good binge ahead of you.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess that changes things, because I definitely saw this and I forgot about the Sword Devil guy, and I was like, Yoshida. And so okay,
you're just like Denji for real. That's your twin.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
yeah.
We've all been 16.
What do you mean by that?
We've all been 16 and down bad, but like, I ain't been down bad like this fella yet.
Oh man. Oh no, man! I see the Monster Girl fan art on your reposts on Twitter.
I mean,
you're the horniest nigga alive, at least inside of my mutuals.
Hey, Demon Girl's gonna give me every time, man.
Oh hell no! We got a monster fucker on the panel, boys.
Can't be helped. Can't be helped. But
what about them xenomorphs?
No, hell no. I bet the mouth game crazy though. But
if she dummy thick with it, sure. But yeah, a little D chapter, and War Surgeon and stuff. I'm ready to see. I don't know if we got a break this week. I didn't look, but she says Asa, or War Devil, has been collecting devils and killing devil hunters. So I'm guessing we about to get a scene similar to Makima, where Makima had like a gang of homies, but War Devil's got like gang of terrorists, probably just all going around murdering the shit out of everybody, which is I mean, it's like what Makima was doing, but like, you know, the fucking more extreme, you know, not peaceful at all version. Makima at least pretended to, you know, fucking be your friend and all that stuff, but fucking Asa's straight blowing buildings to pieces and murdering the fuck out of people. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the fuck is going on with that next week or tomorrow. Next week, I'm tripping. Tomorrow, baby.
Hell yeah.
Chainsaw Man movie in 2 months.
Oh shit,
yeah.
the Retsei one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah, that shit's about to be a fucking horror movie.
So excited.
Yeah.
See that in that motherfucking IMAX.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that.
4D.
Yeah.
Let me have my chair shaking.
Yeah,
Fuck
fat
yeah.
screen, flat screen. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna bring the Vigildo. But yeah,
Okay,
do we have anything else for Chainsaw Man this week?
No, your Vigildo pretty much covered it. I think I'm squeezed out. What about you, Weber?
I'm good.
Traff?
I'm good.
Should I ask? Knox?
I'm so good.
All right, that's going to do it for Chainsaw Man Chapter 211, War, Panties, and Chainsaw. Now jumping into Centuria Chapter 63, The One Who Rises. Knox, how you feeling?
Oh my god, I'm so glad you just gave this to me to take point on this fucking segment because I loved this chapter, everything about it. Everything was awesome. I will start by saying I remember thoroughly, specifically. Yeah, you already know where I'm going with this. In the last Centuria review, I said that the cliffhanger on the last page of chapter 62 was the like disembodied like spirit voice of Arcos coming through to Atlas, or I'm sorry, Altus.
Altus.
Yeah. And you had said like, oh, I thought it was the fucking Lovecraftian titty monster god or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that this is Arcos. And that was confirmed in this chapter. So W Knox, another W for me. I mean, we just talked about another one in the Chainsaw Man segment. But yeah, so getting back into this chapter, I love the callback, or not the callback rather, but like just going back in time and like getting new like lore or just like character information about Angval. It was great to see Angval again, especially in the context of this conversation that everyone's having at this wherever they are. What is this, a restaurant or something like that? And these characters I can't quite remember. I know that they look familiar, but I can't.
One of them is the general.
Okay, so this is from when the time skip first happened, and they went to that like random town, and there was like a band of mercenaries there that fucked with them for a little bit.
I think I was thinking that the girl was one of the ones that was involved in this like recent raid.
So did I. That's what I thought
she
too.
was. I thought she was the one with like the long ass like sword that had like.
That was a guy.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a guy because we got writing for like him and his sister, and it was like weird and incestuous. I remember that.
Okay.
But anyway. So I do remember these characters. They're from like post time skip, like when they like first started kind of like moving around after the after like Angval died and shit like that. I think they were hanging out with these people in like the first town that we saw them in after the time skip, or maybe it was like right before the time skip. Either way, these are familiar characters. We've seen them before. I just can't remember them off the top of my head specifically, but they're at a restaurant and they're having this conversation about this war that went down however long ago, the Western War. And I just love retroactive character storytelling for characters that have already gotten a significant amount of spotlight that like shows them in like a different context than when we were originally like introduced to them, because obviously Angval and Arcos were, you know, fighting each other. They were like at odds with each other in the present time storytelling however many arcs ago when Arcos killed Angval. But we know that they had a connection because Angval is originally like for the capital, or for, you know, the kingdom that the Supreme Lord kind of like rules over. The Supreme Lord had a son, it's Arcos. Like we already know all of that, but just going back in time to say like, yeah, these were the two juggernauts of that battlefield that ended the war, and it's Angval next to Arcos. It's just like a really cool new light to see both of those characters in, and it creates a lot of hype for the rest of the chapter that we get. Especially with like the resurrection of Arcos as he like reclaims control of the host in Altus's body. I think that all of this was really well done and extremely extremely hype for.
Can
Yeah.
can we talk about the fact that they put a big focus this chapter on Engvall and Arcos teaming up, and not too long ago, the necromancer chick got a lock of Engvall's hair.
Don't fucking
So I
do this,
feel
nigga.
Didn't
like
they get rid
it's
of the
pushing
hair?
towards that.
No,
It-
she
it
still
was-
got that shit.
Dang.
I don't. TT dropped it because TT was holding onto it like in a little baggie, and then Helm got it, but I don't know if she still has it or whatever.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
wouldn't they
she probably
show
still
us
does.
her losing it after the fact that they were going to make a big deal to spotlight her finding it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a thing that happens like later on. Like, oh wow, I brought back, one, fucking general, or what were they? I brought back one of the great heroes of the war, and now I bring back the other.
Yeah, that's going to be a very serious problem. Another thing that I loved in this chapter is this is kind of harkening back to a conversation that we had inside of Centuria, however many reviews ago, about like things that we considered Centuria to be missing to a certain degree in the story. And this was one of the things that I had kind of brought up as a potential not flaw, but just like something that I wish to see eventually happen in Centuria to kind of like open the world up and make it feel a little bit more lived in. We're traveling to a different area outside of the main conflict. The main characters are not on screen anymore. We're seeing people in another part of the world having a discussion, and it is just reminiscing of previous wartime situation with characters that we like kind of barely had seen before, but it's just like moving parts outside of exactly where the protagonist or the main antagonist in conflict with the protagonist are kind of like doing. And I feel like this is important for making a story's setting or world, like I was saying, feel a little bit bigger or a little bit more lived in, is seeing what people are doing in other parts of the world, not connected directly to the main cast that's the focus of any given arc. So just kind of paneling over to a different area and seeing what they're doing and seeing conversations that they're having or plans that other characters are kind of trying to put into motion, even though that's not entirely what's happening here. It gives me hope that Toru Kuramori will kind of do this more often throughout the series to kind of like make the world feel a little bit more living and breathing to a certain degree.
I really hope they capitalize on that because I was enjoying it. Like, this is probably my favorite chapter for Centuria in a while, and I like that they reintroduce these characters, and they're talking about other places like Terivia and Rumir.
Yeah.
And they're like naming places and talking about like, how Arcos and Engvall were in the past. And like in the end, I mean, it ends with the guy saying that like Arcos stopped doing, massacres on this level because they were boring. And I'm hoping that this leads into more than just like hyping up the fact that Arcos is coming back, and it's like we just wanted to like explain that he didn't find massacres on large scale interesting anymore because he likes to torment people like on a more personal level. So
yeah,
I feel like it could be like go ahead.
No, go finish your thought.
I was gonna say like it could just be that like this is to hype up the fact that like him being back, it's kind of to give you a little glimpse and an idea, kind of like a warning to let you know how twisted he is. Like if he wasn't interested in massacres because he wanted to like slaughter one or two people at a time, then him being back is a big deal. So I'm hoping that there's more to this, like this fucking bar room conversation, and that we see these characters again. And this, I'm hoping that this isn't like the last time we see these two people, even if like they aren't completely directly involved in this arc. Like I don't want them to show up in 2 chapters and be like, hey, we're here to fight in this battle or some shit, but like I hope we see them again later.
Right. I think we can be pretty confident that this is going to be a thing that isn't just used for the sake of hyping up the return of Arcos, for sure.
The first thing though, we talked about it a little bit in the last episode, but this episode this chapter kind of reinforced the idea. So this is another chapter where we didn't see Julian at all.
Yeah.
These 2 chapters, Altus has been the main character, and even now, this feels so in line with the main character because like the whole my soul can only rise to the surface for 30 seconds every day. It feels like your Naruto Yuji's your main character with like an inner demon. but it's him. I don't know. It's just cool how they're kind of shifting the focus of the story.
Yeah, absolutely. They're giving a secondary character, certain attributes that you normally see in main characters of battle shonen stories historically.
Yeah. I think it's definitely proof that he is gonna get away. Cause like I don't see him. I don't know if I see him actually killing these two, but like I think at least he's gonna make it so that they can't follow him, and like the Arcos version is gonna like fade away, and he'll just be by himself, and he'll have to like run, like he'll flee and be go on his own journey or whatever, and like be away from these idiots.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, like the witches seem to have been like thoroughly incapacitated. You know what I'm saying? You got the hair one like that just got bisected, and then you have the weird like fucking Soulsian Miura Berserk-esque like reindeer demon thing just got sliced into Roblox and then compacted into a it literally just got scrunched into liquid. And
I do think that thing is dead.
Yeah, and then the fire nun witch just got boomed in the distance as the blood from all of the other enemies are raining down around Altus. So I think that they're pretty much done for this conflict.
Yeah. I just don't know if I buy them being dead though, considering they fought the king, like 400 years ago, and they've been around and fighting for so long. I don't think they'll be dead. Plus, like
they were effectively one shot, so that does seem kind of like weird on like a scaling level. But I mean, the element of surprise is a motherfucker, so they like weren't ready for Arcos to pull up and actually just start DPSing their shit like that.
Yeah.
Theory, they do die here, but the angel-looking witch has the power to revive people.
Bringing them back would be crazy. It's talking about Helm.
Oh, Helm?
No, not Helm. In the panel from I think the last chapter, the one that was like floating in front of the moon.
Oh, the three-headed one.
Yeah.
Yo, the one that was like a stark black silhouette in front of the moon.
Yeah. Yo, it looks like an angel.
I saw a dope comment in last week's episode's comment section that said that someone thought that was like the final form of like the Diane prophecy or something like that. They were like, this is what Diane's eventually gonna be, and I was like, wait, what? I thought that was like a really cool comment, even if like I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe we can bring it up in the top comment segment tonight too. But yeah, I'm not gonna look for it. Yato, that's gonna be on you to find that.
Yeah, we got it.
But yeah. Someone said something like that, and I was like, oh shit. Anyway.
Let me not forget to mention on the first page the founding Titan looking creature that they were apparently fighting over. What? What is this thing?
I immediately thought of Attack on Titan.
Where?
The spine.
The first page.
The like spinal fucking image.
Oh yeah. That remind me of Skeleton Double. Remember that manga?
Yeah. I guess both of them had some strong some fucking spinal shit going on.
Spinal.
broke my back.
I broke my back.
Spinal, yeah. Nah, that definitely brought up some thoughts there. I want to say I like the inner domain that he kind of has here when Atlas is unconscious, but he's talking to Arcos, and he's like underwater in like a trench, and the head is just floating there in the like trench or whatever. Like it could fade into the darkness and disappear, but they're underwater, and it kind of reminds me of like the area where Julian like killed him originally. So
maybe that's why it looks like that.
Yeah. So that's cool, because they could have been anywhere. They could have been, on land somewhere or whatever, but having them underwater like that's cool. I mean, it makes sense. They're water powers, but yeah, 30 seconds, and I've already used 10 or whatever. What do you say?
He's operating off of 3 seconds.
Yeah, well, he says 3 seconds should be plenty.
Yeah. But he still has. Okay.
He only has 10 seconds left. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's just I definitely don't see him doing much more with this time. I think he's about to clock out, and then
I think the last thing that we'll see from Arcos before his consciousness kind of fades back into the background is him seeing Julius or Julian and being like, no fucking way. And then like, boom, time's up. And then it's Altus again. That would be fucking tight for him to like acknowledge Julian's, existence in this conflict for a second. Unless he's been seeing through Altus's eyes this entire time, in which case he already knows that Julian is there, but.
Yeah. He might. That might be the case, but if he's like floating right now, which I think he is, like I can see because I want to say that Julian and them are like long gone, but if he's like way up in the air, like 500, fucking feet in the sky, like I can see him just like turning and like noticing them running, maybe like reaching his hand out, like preparing to fire like a bolt of water, and then like clocking out.
Yeah,
it's like I'll get you next time or something.
Yeah, everything that has kind of went down since the introduction of these witches into this fight has kind of like culminated in to this page 9. Like, my soul can only rise to the surface for 30 seconds every day. This is the second time today. I only have 10 seconds left. And then Altus is like 10 seconds. Can you actually defeat those witches in such a short time? And then like that's the clincher right there. It's like these witches were hyped up as ones that almost defeated the Supreme Lord. They came in and straight danced on this nigga Altus the entire time, even after Altus's insane showing of power at like 15 to 20% capacity of what Arcos was even able to achieve. All of those things are working together to create the hype that Arcos's reclamation of this body kind of shows in this chapter. It's like, what, nigga, I only need 3 seconds. And he one-shots all of them. Like, none of this shit would slap as hard as it did without all of the previous writing hyping up the witches to the degree that it did in the previous chapter and the chapter before that. So, like, I just think that this is just, like, a masterful execution of what Toru Kuramori is going for in the Arcos revival in this chapter. I think that this is, like, as well done as it gets for what he was going for.
I love that the inner demon is him. Like, it's not like he doesn't have like a monster that's been sealed away or forbidden, some taboo. It's just his own like original persona or whatever.
He really is. And it goes to show that like if Arcos, like if it's not Julian, this nigga Arcos is beating pretty much everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, Arcos was that tight, and he only got done in by a nigga who was not only effectively immortal, but had like the direct hard counter to Arcos's power set with his own specific Lovecraftian blessing from like probably the same deity. If we're keeping it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Like I bet like I'm still for the idea that there are multiple elder god higher level deities that grant different kinds of blessings to different kinds of people. Like, we saw like a tree demon, we saw like or a forest like type spirit warrior or whatever the fuck that was in previous arcs of the story. So we know that like not all powers are coming from the exact same place, since it seems to be like an elemental kind of thing. You know what I mean? But like Arcos gets water manipulation, Lacrima gets water logia effectively powers, and then Julian gets like, oh, I'm blessed by the ocean, so like none of the water shit you guys are doing can ever hurt me as long as there's a large body of water nearby. So it all seems like kind of in keeping with, the same source. We
need like the crew to encounter like one more different one, like a fire spirit, and then for somebody to like go and be like, here, all the gods in the fucking pantheon or whatever. They just like start naming off like 8 or 9 of them and shit, and just there's some that we don't know about, and some witches are fucking trying to resurrect fucking the boogeyman and shit, but like here are the main 8 to 12 that people normally worship type shit or whatever. Like, I want to get something so we know what is out there besides water and forest, because that's like all we've seen so far.
Oh yeah, need that.
Fire chapter, especially the like double page ones we got with like him fucking whipping the finger. Like, when I like heard fucking like Beethoven music playing without.
Oh God, I heard that.
Yeah, like I was like, this nigga is a fucking conductor or something, yo. And
nah.
Whip that motherfucker, cut him into pieces and shit. I was like, yeah. And then he sits up. I was like, okay, yeah, this is
you got
this is it's a bad man right here, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know how I felt about Arcos originally, like when he was alive, but I definitely like him more now. Like
Yeah, this shit definitely elevated his whole shit to know that Toru
yeah,
Kuramori had like this big of a plan for Arcos's character outside of the storytelling from his introduction to his inevitable death at the hands of Julian. Like to know that there was that much more he had planned for him is just a really cool feeling to get.
yeah.
Because it's like, what else do you have planned for other? Obviously, Traffy keeps wanting to say that Helen is going to fucking reincarnate Angval, which is fucked.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but I mean, like, if this is what Arcos got, that seemed to, at the time, kind of be like a one-off villain that just got really good writing at the time. It's like, oh no, there was actually so much more here that this nigga had in his brain, and I just can't wait to see the rest of his ideas after a reintroduction like this. This is so tight.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Really, really hoping it does go down the route where Atlas or Altus is like Deuteragonist. That'd be crazy. Like have a character die and then have him be the second main character, like after coming back. It's like, like that type of shit happens to the main characters. Like you got your Yusuke, your Yuji, like they die and come back and they're still the main character and they're tight. People love them. But like to have like the rival character actually die and come back and have like a crazy tight backstory and his adventure that we follow is insane. Like that's different.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been any, like I guess Vegeta technically, fucking
yeah, I was just about to say that, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But even then, that was on a different level. Like Vegeta, like sacrificed himself and shit. And I mean, there's been Dragon Ball, people die and shit all the time. But like this nigga got fucking decapitated and fucking had his head thrown on the beach. Like, I killed y'all boy. Yo, like he got dirty doing, and he was like the guy. So to have him come back and just get like insane writing, that'd be fire.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So. Y'all got anything else for this one, Weep?
No, not really.
Any thoughts? You've been going for a while, man. You got any thoughts on Centuria just as a whole? Anything you want to talk to the people about since you've been gone?
Honestly, my thoughts on it haven't really changed in terms of it just being one thing after another of just straight excitement. Like whenever we get new reveals happening every chapter, well, for the most part, I can't help but think about what could happen next, because I feel like we're getting more and more answers as to Diana and what she could potentially be, while keeping a lot of things in the dark, especially when it comes to like all of a sudden these witches like wanting her to be like basically being their god or the bringer of their god or whatever, something that they worship, and basically going against the other witch and the prophetess and all that stuff. So I'm like, there's a lot more to explore, and I'm really excited to see where this could lead and how this could like play into the entire prophecy of the future going forward.
Oh yeah. For me, like with Centuria, like probably the most impressive thing that it does is that it like it's like I don't know, it's all about the game theory for me. Like when you have like series like Hunter x Hunter or Jujutsu Kaisen or even Skeleton Double, even though it was a short-lived run, like you have these power systems that are very hard and very well thought out and very well explained and very well communicated to the reader how all of the moving parts of the power system kind of works and its rules and its caveats and its advantages and things like that. And then once we all have the stage kind of set in that way, then characters start breaking down strategies like internally or externally as far as like how they're going to move pertaining to how other characters are going to move. And it's like, if I do this, they might do that, and then if they do that, I'm going to do this. And the game theory just like kind of like provides this narrative oomph to the conflicts that is what I come to Battle Shonen for. But a story like Centuria doesn't have a very hard power system in the likes of Nen or Cursed Energy or Skeleton Powers. I can't remember what they were fucking called in Skeleton, but it was like, I think it was Unique Blood, whatever, what have you. Like they doesn't have that in Centuria, but the game theory is just as much there inside of the conflicts, inside of the action, inside of the fights, as it is for any of those other series. And I think that that's just like a wildly impressive thing to do that I don't think I've really seen too much of in my experience with these Battle Shonen stories personally. So that's like one of my favorite things that Centuria is able to accomplish, is just like the pure like strategic depth inside of conflict, despite not having those like thorough expository breakdowns of exactly how powers work. On like an overall like system level, we definitely do get a breakdown of how each individual person's power works, but it doesn't go into like a greater network of a power system source like it does with Nen or cursed energy or the like. So,
Traffy, you got any more thoughts for this or Centuria as a whole that you want to share?
No, I'm good. I mean, everybody knows my thoughts. I glaze this shit every week.
hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess before moving on, I do want to say that now that I think about it, like Elise, I think her name was the hair witch. Like since Elise gave Diane, I can't remember her name, the like instructions, saying like this is our plan, follow it and shit like that. I don't think they're dead. It wouldn't be the first time a character, characters don't have to follow through and see their plans to the end. So she could definitely have been like, hey, here's our goal, and just died like 5 minutes later. It's cool. But since we've seen them in the prophecy, like Elstree saw them in the future sight, and like at least handed her that book, I think we'll definitely be seeing I forget the one nun's name, but Elise and the other chick, I think we'll see them again. They'll be wounded, but I don't think they're done here.
I agree.
I don't think that takes anything away from Arcos or Altus either. But 10 seconds, 10 seconds ain't a lot of time, and it's still impressive to be able to do what he did. But these bitches been around 400 years, so
right.
Yeah, but with that, that's going to do it for this chapter. I think that was Centuria 63, The One Who Rises. Now jumping into Dandadan chapter 206, since we recording a bit late, so we might as well go ahead and cover this chapter, baby. Gigi and the Evil Eye. And I'll start off by saying, I think last week Traff dared to step to me and say something like, we ain't call it, or I ain't call it. I don't remember what the specifics were. Something about like not calling it with the fusion or something, but thanks to Yukinobu Tatsu, looks like it ain't actually fusion, and it just goes back to what I was saying about them moving, tagging in and out. But it looks like they're doing it at a even better, at a even faster speed. They're moving back and forth at light speed, so they're not fused. They just fucking. They're like a coin. You just, you flip a quarter in the air and that bitch just keeps spinning and it just look like one round ball or whatever, but it's actually, that's what they're doing right now. They're like a light, they use the analogy. I ain't had to make one. They showed a light bulb. I ain't had to do that, but that's just a Yato thing, Yatoism or whatever. But yeah, baby.
You did predict, so I'll give you the W on this one.
The return of Laffy returns to the show.
Look, he called it wrong last chapter.
What do you mean? What did he say?
No, because he was saying they fused last chapter.
No.
We
out of there.
You did say they were fused, and then you said they called that they were fused, even though that's not what you called.
I was wrong. I was wrong about what I was right about, and I was right ultimately.
Comments, please feel free to tell Nox if he's wrong or not.
Hey, wait a minute! I'm not even the one in question here, motherfucker. This ain't even about me right now.
I know. Just wanted to say that.
What the hell?
Leave one in the comments if Nox is wrong.
Oh hell no! Anybody who drop a 1 in the comment, I'm gonna find out how to block y'all on YouTube.
I'll unblock you. Don't worry about it.
We all have control.
Now, if you leave 1, that lets us know you're listening. That lets us know you're a real one. Okay, we fuck with that.
Then we win.
But yeah, we win for that.
I do remember the conversation though, where Yato was saying they just switching back and forth, and it's not a true fusion or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was more in the case where I was saying like he punches him and then he tags out and then he kicks. But this is like they're occupying the same space and doing everything like at the same time, which is cooler. And it also like it's not the same as Zuma and Okarum, because they are still they're not like being possessed. I mean, he's possessed, but they're not like they're fusing with what Okarum and Turbo Granny were doing, but like what Gigi and fucking Evil Eye are doing is tagging out back and forth really fast, and I think that's cool. And like I was saying last week, I feel like they are closer. I feel like Gigi and Evil Eye are getting like closer as like friends versus like Turbo Granny. I was saying I feel like Turbo Granny like cares about the kids, but she's not like the same level of like friendly as like GG and Evil Eye
She's
already. I think they're becoming.
Yeah.
she's an old lady to kids, whereas Evil Eye is a kid to kids.
Yeah, it's like brothers and best friends, and they're Evil Eye never had a friend, so he's happy to have a friend. The first person to give him a chance, because back in the day they locked the Evil Eye kid like in the fucking basement and fucking had him tied to a chair while the kids were outside playing fucking pin the tail on a donkey and shit. He just had to sit and look and died of starvation or whatever. So he's
Right.
he's just happy he gets to have fun with another kid. So I like their relationship, and it's cool to see that they can like play fucking video games together like this. Like they're just like playing Mario Party or whatever, tagging in and out at the same time. This is cool stuff. I like this. Other than like the fight, just wanted to point out the cool GG Evil Eye, and I don't think they gave him a name, so I'm gonna just say the Jeevil Eye or something. I don't know.
Evil Eye.
I want to make a correction real quick. The Evil Eye, the kid, he was sacrificed by the Keto family.
Yeah.
But he watched them other kids play.
Yeah,
games
yeah,
and
he
stuff,
watched
too.
them play and he was
Okay.
starving, but he died because he was sacrificed.
That's right.
Okay.
I appreciate in Dandadan how we have like all of these examples of like a kind of similar yokai human relationship from character to character, whether it's Okarun or Ira or Gigi or Zuma, but there seems to be like a hard delineation inside of exactly what that represent or what that relationship kind of means in the actual like rules or just the writing in general of like what their combination kind of like represents. Like for example, like this one is obviously a lot different of a relationship between the Evil Eye and Gigi than for Momo and than for Okarun and Turbo Granny, like we just stated. But like with Ira and Acro Silky, for example, like Acro Silky kind of like gave up her entire like existence for the sake of the fusion with Ira. You know what I mean? Like Acro Silky cannot exist by herself anymore if Ira and Acro Silky were to separate for some kind of reason. Like Acro Silky is just like done, like or whatever. Like she literally like gave herself up to become one with Ira. That's not the same as Okarun and Turbo Granny, obviously, because they've separated and they're completely different characters that are still, alive or whatever and separate. You know what I mean? And with so and with Zuma and his umbrella demon yokai situation, I don't even know if we've gotten like the thorough explanation of how their relationship kind of works to the same degree that we've gotten for Gigi or Ira or Okarun. Have we?
I think it was explained, but I do not remember the specifics. I'd have to go back and
Yeah.
that.
The specifics are like way different in the writing for like why their relationship works as a couple from character to character. And I just love that Yukinobu Tatsu kind of like went out of his way to say that even though it seems similar in a lot of respects, it's actually a lot different for each character in certain ways. And that's just really cool to me.
Yeah.
So another cool thing that I want to point out is GG Evil Eye's design, because now that we have the explanation, it makes a lot more sense. First off, the black or gray on him or whatever, it's like, you know how if you move something really fast, it's kind of transparent?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's happening with the normally black parts of Evil Eye. And then on top of that, the center eye could look closed because the head's switching back so fast that it looks smaller than what it actually is.
Oh,
and then his hair is sticking up straight.
Yeah, it's
which
kind of
it
like
normally doesn't.
It's kind of like a fan. Like when a fan gets turned up to like really high speeds, it almost looks like it's moving really slow, even though it's moving really fast, and also like counterclockwise instead of clockwise.
Yeah, I was wondering like if they like if it's actually like visual, like if you were to like see this in the anime, if you could pause the anime at a certain time and it just looked like GG, and then you pause
That'd
it again
be
and it looks
cool.
like that would, like, if it were happening so fast, you could fucking catch it.
Imagine if they actually did that in the anime, but also imagine what that would take from the animation team to pull off.
Oh yeah,
I don't think that would actually be that bad, because they could draw one of them and then either trace it or copy it and then draw over it with Evil.
Right, but it's a frame by frame situation, so regardless,
it would still be
doing
a
two
lot of
drawings
work,
per frame.
but
it's still double the work at the very least.
Unless
it wouldn't be
they
like
could, unless they could copy it and just like have it be like one white and black kind of like just copy. Like I don't know if you can copy the exact same thing. You know, like
yeah, but it's
like
still
just
two
copy and
different
paste it.
designs. So like if they're animating on 2s, then like you would have to do it only every like 2 frames. But still, like that's still like double the work.
Yeah.
Like whether they're animating on 1s or 2s or 3s or whatever, like it's still double the fucking work to draw 2 drawings per, every frame or every 2 frames or every 3 frames.
Yeah,
But still,
it'd be 1.5 the work.
They'd be sacrificing they'd be sacrificing 2 organs per person instead of 1 to get it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd love that. That'd be sick because like it definitely, the design, it definitely looks like something's happening here because it's not like pitch black like on Evil Eye's face. So it could be something where he's like visually flashing, but like fucking Red Baron doesn't notice just because he's caught off guard and getting punched when he doesn't normally get punched, so he ain't think about it.
Right. Another thing that I appreciate in this chapter is we were kind of having a conversation about exactly how GG/Evil Eye could interact with Red Baron, juxtaposed to Seiko, who's operating on like purely taijutsu because she doesn't have, her link to her guardian spirit deity or whatever, because it's like a location based thing and she's like far away from her like home region where her powers can activate. So she's literally just like trying to box these ghosts with straight hands or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, now here comes the fucking yokai imbued character. And how will that kind of like interact? We made references to like hockey in One Piece. Yeah. You know what I mean, or whatever. And I think that there was a conversation about how, oh God, I'm having a hard time remembering it, but like maybe not like an armament hockey making Logi as intangible, like kind of link just off the fact that he's using spiritual power or yokai power. But I think that there was a specific mention of GG or Evil Eye being able to take advantage of the amount of time it takes Red Baron to, go from a corporeal state to an ethereal state. You know what I mean? Like, do you guys remember like a conversation like that potentially in the last couple of reviews? Like, because like on page 15, Evil Eye GG says also, when I use my evil gun to squeeze you real tight, it seems it takes you some time to turn into smoke. So he's taking advantage of the time it takes for him to go from ethereal to corporeal and back and forth or whatever.
Yeah, so we were talking about that last chapter because y'all were asking how he was able to kick him. Yeah. And I said the wave was like solidifying him. And then now we got the official explanation for it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that chapter.
But my favorite part of the chapter is the part where he says that woman you were standing on, Seiko, she said she's going to make me family.
Oh, you're cutting out so bad right now, actually.
Cut out.
Like literally like every like millisecond or a couple like half seconds you were like
Is this better?
Yeah, it's way better. Why the fuck didn't you just do that before?
I don't know. I don't know what I did.
Laughy.
Okay,
anyway.
So I'll just start over there. That woman you were standing on, Seiko, she said that she was going to make me family, and then you get to the end of the chapter and you see GG, and he's like, Evil Eye, you really went over. I wanted to complain to him too, implying that it was.
Oh yeah. No, you're cutting.
So it does show
you're cutting out still though.
And he was saying that implied that it was Evil Eye.
Yeah. We got the gist of what you were saying, but there is still a cutting out factor for you.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt the same way though, because I was definitely like when he was saying like that lady you're stepping on, like I was definitely like, is that a GG thing or is that Evil Eye? Like I definitely really appreciated that we get the confirmation that was Evil Eye saying like you stepping on my homegirl, like you can't do that shit, bro.
Well, there was even before GG says anything to kind of confirm that, there's a visual detail in the dialogue bubbles that shows which one is talking. You can tell that it's Evil Eye because there's like a scribbly, layered effect to the dialogue bubble when Evil Eye is talking versus a very like hard, solid, line in the dialogue.
No, that's how it is the whole.
Yeah, there's never ever since they do that, there's never a point where it's not scribbled, so you don't like know.
Oh, in their fuse state.
Yeah. So there's never a point where it's like we don't know when GG ever speaks because it's always like that.
Oh, okay, but even so, like there's still differences in their like vernacular when they
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I think that in that one, like you can tell that it's Evil Eye because like that woman you were standing on, Seiko, Gigi wouldn't say that. Gigi would say, "My master."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
like there's like a
Still.
difference in like the dialogue used from character to character and like which words they choose to say.
Mm.
But yeah. I definitely did not I did not peep that in the fused state they get the same dialogue bubble no matter who's talking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I think the fact
hey.
that go ahead.
Oh no, I was just thinking. Well, two things. One, I find it hilarious that the reason Gigi came up with the idea of them swapping back and forth so quickly is because they came up with this so they can play video games together. I just find that kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also
And
like a
also,
really good idea from Yukinobu Tatsu to like come up with a prior reason for them to have this kind of dynamic outside of just
rather
it
mundane one
happening.
too.
Yeah, outside of it just like suddenly happening in the fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
we're able to do this because of this thing that's not previously established. It's kind of retroactive, I guess technically in the writing. But like just like the forethought of going like, okay, we're not just going to have this be like an on the fly, on the spot realization from these characters. This is actually something that they've already done for a completely different reason before this fight took place. That's just a really good idea.
It works really
Yeah.
well in a case where it's like, trying to tame the evil eye where he's like a kid at heart, but he's just a badass kid. So
yeah, it just makes it feel so much better, like conceptually, for Yukinobu Tatsu to include this page about the Momotaro Dentetsu video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, do you guys think that for this section of the arc, do you, with like everything going on with like Gigi and the Evil Eye right now, do you think he like decided to add this stuff like now as they thought that it'd be a good timing, and also like was like, you know what, the anime is about to adapt the Evil Eye arc based off how this is going.
So we should
Maybe
have
I
some
should
Evil
give
Eye
more
GG shit in the
Yeah.
manga too. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like to coincide with the manga to help hype up manga fans that want to go see the anime, and then anime fans will see this random thing on the internet and be like, "Oh, we're getting more Evil Eye stuff.
Yeah.
Let me catch up to the manga."
I love that you're bringing this up right now because like this kind of relationship with manga and anime is something that has probably existed before, but I didn't notice it until Jujutsu Kaisen anime.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time where I was like, yo, this nigga is doing shit in the manga based on what's happening in the anime that's airing right now. This is genius. And then I feel like we've seen it in multiple things since then, which makes me think that it's happened in series before Jujutsu Kaisen, but I just don't know or remember or whatever. But like Jujutsu Kaisen, I think maybe even Gachi Yakuta is doing it right now. And also Dandadan is now doing it. And I feel like there's one more that I just can't remember off the top of my head. But like I feel like we're seeing this kind of like manga anime relationship shit happening a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like people
so much
watch the
sense.
anime and they go like, "Oh, I like this character," and then like somebody goes, "When? Wait till can't wait till you see what fucking Evil Eye's doing right now." It's like, "Oh shit, he's still around."
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably
I think
having
it's-
those conversations.
Yeah, I think it could also be the fact that now, like, at least the mangaka have at least some say of like what and I wouldn't say have more knowledge of like what the anime will be covering up to for the most part. So if they're like, oh, the next season's coming out, based off of what I know what they're doing, I can plan something to basically like coincide with what's going on with the adaptation right now to kind of do a bit of a feedback loop, get more people interested in the manga and the anime at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It's definitely something
Yeah.
that I feel like they do. It's a good plan.
Yeah, whether it's like a more contemporary like thing or it's something that's been happening for a while and we just like never peeped or noticed it or whatever, I think it's genuinely like one of the most brilliant ideas that has come out in regards to bridging the gap between mediums that I've pretty much ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but-
the closest thing we've ever gotten is like, I wouldn't say close thing. I think the closest thing we'd ever get is like anime canon for some series that like this is mainly like a Black Clover Boruto thing, but Black Clover does it better to the point where like right now, stuff happens in the most recent chapters that kind of like confirm stuff from like the anime canon arcs and the movie that came out. That's honestly a nice thing for like fans that ended up watching the anime to like be like, oh, that's really cool to see this stuff in the manga now. Since there were originally like anime stuff that the creator had ideas for, and now he's bringing them back into the manga.
Somebody is going to clip what you just said and post it on Twitter, and we're gonna have a shit ton of angry Boruto fans in our.
Wait, why would we have angry Boruto fans?
Because he said Black Clover does
said
anime
Black
canon
Clover's-
better than... It does.
Yeah.
Wait, say it again. He said Black Clover what?
Does anime canon better than Boruto? Because
Oh, yeah, you blew it.
mainly because the anime
they
canon
come.
is written by the creator.
Yato already got the Boruto niggas watching our shit, so yeah, you might have just sealed our fate, buddy.
Yeah. It's a bunch of fucking 15.
Also, I like Boruto, so don't hang me out for this. I ain't critique shit I like.
That won't help.
It's a bunch of fucking 15-year-olds wearing shiesties on the way to your house right now.
Nah, God. That disclaimer will not help. The Boruto fans will attack regardless.
Fair enough.
Any negative mention of the series will have them up in arms. They cannot hear criticisms of that.
Oh, then they are not gonna. They are not going to like the video. A video I have planned about about manga sequels.
Yeah, drop that.
Which series does it better?
The streets need that. Let me tell you.
I already know. I already know what's going on there. But yeah, you're right. But yeah, so yeah, back to the chapter though. Just want to say, like, duh, I didn't see the fucking smoke inhale thing.
I was just about to bring this up.
Yeah, like how did I another just like the Chainsaw Devil, War Devil thing, where it's like, bro, why did I think of like this? Like, go inside their body and just like murder them from the inside because he smoke.
Yeah,
like
I definitely knew that it was going to happen, but never brought it up in the fucking reviews because it's just like so obvious. And I just watched the fucking Superman movie where they kind of did something like similar to this with the nanotechnology bitch that fucking Lex Luthor had on her team, engineer. Yeah. Like, I definitely was like, yeah, this had to happen. But I love the execution of it here because, like, even though it was obvious when it was starting to happen, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go into your lungs and suffocate you. I was like, shit, what the fuck is he going to do? Because he uses the evil gun on, like, the rest of the smoke around him, and it didn't really do anything because the smoke inside of him was already asphyxiating him. But then when he fucking evil gunned himself, I was like, there it is. There's the thing that the mangaka does to solve the problem that, like, we can't see coming because of the red herring of, like, showing him using the evil gun not being effective on the remaining cloud of smoke around him kind of, like, threw me off of my thinking of how he would be able to resolve this issue. And that's just something that is just so consistent in these battle manga, you know, like, where it's like, okay, here's the new situation that the character has to get out of, and it seems like they have no solution. What are they going to do? And then you just can't figure it out until you see what they end up doing. And I just love how mangaka are able to do that. Like, all the time in these stories. It always happens.
They different, man.
Yeah, they are so different.
Yeah, they pin different, but yeah, banger chapter. I feel like this fucking page, the image where he's standing there holding his nuts with his hand over his mouth, it says penalty kick time. I feel like this is like so easy to make a meme out of. Like, they could just like edit this and have him say something stupid like "hold my nuts while I swag on a bitch" or something stupid. You know, they be doing shit like
just
that.
Made one now.
Wait a minute. So is he holding his mouth and his nuts to say your smoke isn't getting in any orifice?
Yeah.
No.
So he's like covering his
He's
dick?
holding his mouth for the smoke, and he's holding his nuts because he kept punching him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on some, like, you're not getting this shit in my nose or mouth or my dick hole, nigga. Back up.
Inhaling smoke.
Why did your mind go there first?
Because I'm a sick ass nigga, bro. I don't fucking know.
If that were the
See
case,
what anime does to us.
Yeah, if that were the case, his butthole wasn't safe either. Yeah.
Nah, he's clenching them shits. You just can't see. Yeah.
So he looks and he's like, Evil, you forgot one thing. Humans got a fart. It just goes up his butt. Yeah.
That shit
blow
ain't
his spine out. Yeah.
That shit is not exit only. I'm in that ass.
I'm in that shit, bro.
Stop digging in your butt, twin.
I said that shit to my wife, and she was like, "Should I be concerned?"
You said
Yes,
you
very.
said start digging in your butt, twin, to your wife, nigga. Are you ill?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Nigga, what's wrong with you?
Just gotta say shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Keep the
honestly
spice.
though, like I feel that like because it's either that or nothing. Like that's how I'm trying to be with my wife. Like we got to be able to throw fucking internet viral memes at each other back and forth like that.
Gotta hit her with that skibbity riz.
No,
Yeah.
we don't need the skibidi situation at all. Actually, I'm actually
Need all that shit.
fuck no.
Oh god.
But yeah, G Vali beat the shit out of brother ass, yeah.
Evil eye.
He got the fucking auras fucking.
Nah,
pounded
evil
into him, yeah.
G. Evil G, dog.
Nah, G Vali.
G Vali.
All right,
Jeevil G. Jeevil Jai.
No, I hate both of those.
comment down below what your favorite fucking GG Evil Eye combo name is. Let us know.
Jeevil
if you got a
Jai.
better one. Jeevil Jai.
Evil Jai sucks, and you suck for suggesting it.
G-I-G.
G
G-I-G.
Oh god.
G-I-G. Oh shit.
Yeah, man, it's getting late. But
Yeah.
oh man, yeah, he beat the shit out of brother and sent him flying out. At some point, like that, bruh, that nigga never gained the ability to become smoke again. Like, bro, really got punched 11 times and sent out the building like Team Rocket, like crashed into. Bro is in a pond, bro. You're smoke, bro.
Yeah,
Wake
like
up,
what you
bro.
mean?
What are you doing floating, bro? So,
Right.
I got bro. GG is buff as fuck. Like on this last page, I never noticed bro got the lines in his chest. Like
Yeah.
that's the next level buff when you got like when you got the fucking ab chest. Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't seen definition like this in GG yet. Like look at those fucking deltoids right now.
Yeah, bro. Like he different, yeah. So yeah, brother, bro. Teach Kenta something, bro. Get home, show Kenta how to do a couple push-ups. Get Kenta right, dog.
Yeah, show him the diamonds, show him the pike push-up, show him every variation, and get him to at least 10 pull-ups before the next fight.
Yeah, we need Kenta on some medium swole shit.
Yeah.
But good chapter. I think I'm squeezed out. You got anything else for this one, Traff?
Nah, I'm good.
Weep.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. All right, Knox.
I'm good as well.
All right, that's gonna do it for Big Dandadan, GG and the Evil Eye, chapter 206. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch, 46th Hunt, Important Memories. And Traffy, what's your thoughts?
This is a really good chapter, especially for Kamugi. But first, I do want to say that at least what we know, she's not wearing the eye patch because of any special weapon or Kinpachi type power up. It is because of something Kamugi did.
That doesn't hold on now. That doesn't mean that she hasn't augmented her eye after the fact.
Yeah,
no. Magical situation.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, the origin.
As far as we know, yeah. Like she didn't purposely have it removed or covered for some.
Yeah, initially, like it definitely is. Her eye got fucking blasted by fucking Kamugi light bulb magic.
Yeah.
I
was not expecting that.
Yeah, me neither. I think that it was a really cool twist on what it was seeming to have been set up in the writing up until that page turned into, oh, Kamugi actually blew her eye out, trying to be like, a try hard or whatever, and have something that she can say that she can do better than Spica in her efforts after being, ridiculed and kind of like talked down to about her ineptitude when it comes to like magic. It's like, okay, I'm gonna try so hard that oops, I accidentally fucking blew your eye out. Because the way that it was being set up, it reminded me a lot of like, because we were talking about like what their relationship could look like as far as two magic sister family members could kind of go, and like we were making comparisons to like Noelle and Black Clover and whatnot, and the way that the chapter was kind of going, I was like, oh no, not the pastiche. But then eventually it was like they pulled the rug out from under and they were like, nope, this is actually what makes this starkly different, is that Kamugi feels like she owes something to Spica after, you know, mutilating her on accident during their, you know, rivalry dynamic in the come up of their magic training and whatnot. And I thought that was a really cool twist from the Nishizaki team on that.
So I'm gonna be that guy and say I think I actually did call it back when we first got her design with the eye patch, and we saw that like Kamugi was like nervous about her coming. I was like, I feel I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to that like episode. I'll do it like tomorrow or something. But I feel like I said something along the lines of maybe like she feels guilty or something, and you know she's like nervous and probably like I don't remember the details, but something along the lines of
that's
like,
pretty close to exactly what happened, Yato.
Yeah.
That would be pretty impressive if you actually said
I'm gonna go
something like
listen.
that.
See, this is why it'd be nice to have Rick said back, yo. Bring back our buddy, bro.
We
Where
need
you at, man?
Rick, bro.
Shout out to Rick said.
But like, you want to know what? It's not a zero chance that like there could be some writing like missing from this flashback. You know what I mean? Like it kind of like happens like suddenly, where it's like I can do it if I try. I can be as good as Spica, and then boom, page turn. Spica's on the ground with a missing eyeball, and magic has exploded everywhere, and it's just that scene. Like we could get, you know, later storytelling that kind of fills in that gap, you know, and shows that Spica really pushed for, you know, this kind of thing to happen to a certain degree in some kind of way. Not necessarily like on purpose that she did it so that she could enslave Kamugi in the way that we see, you know, post eyeball explosion throughout the rest of the chapter. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like there might be. It's just speculation. It's just conjecture. But I feel like there is more writing there that will be revealed later as to exactly what happened in that situation.
I can see that because like Kamugi's eyes are closed when she's doing the magic. It is very possible that Spica like amplify. Like we don't know. She could have like amplified her power to like either make it like short circuit or maybe like help her along the way. And like either way, you know, like two sides of the coin. Like there's one side that says like Spica was trying to help her sister, and then there's the other side that says like I'm trying to, you know, fuck her over and make it so or like make it so that it fails so that you always stay in my shadow, and like boom, it backfired. And because it did, I'm gonna also take advantage of this and now like make you my slave. So like it could be her fault. Like she could have enhanced, you know, Kamugi's magic or like fucking tampered with the light bulb or something like that and caused it to backfire in a way that like Kamugi probably was right on the money and like did everything right, and because she unscrewed the light bulb a little bit to the left or whatever, lefty loosey.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It could have been partly her fault.
Yeah, and I love how, even though that this is a huge Kamugi and Spica focused chapter in regards to both of their characters, Ichi still has a couple moments where he shines through, and it's like, don't forget that this is the main character. He's in the scene too. Because on page 4, when Spica's like, Kamugi, it's been too long. How have you been doing? And Kamugi's like, fine. You know, whatever. Like, Ichi immediately peeps that something is wrong with their dynamic. Like, there is a whole panel dedicated to Ichi being like, what the fuck? This is different.
Never underestimate the wild boy's instincts.
Yeah, exactly. His instincts like always come into play. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what's going on in any scene. What's up?
Spica noticed that Ichi noticed.
Yes, she did. I was just about to say that.
I just noticed that.
Yeah. And what I really like about how this chapter is kind of split between Kamugi and Spica with a little bit of Ichi's instincts and insight sprinkled in is that he doesn't, by the end of the chapter, come to the conclusion that Spica sucks and goes, I know exactly what you're doing here. This is fucked up. You're playing Kamugi like a fiddle, and like I have it all figured out. You know what I mean? He still leaves it up to Kamugi to kind of bring, you know, the point home of the chapter, where although this is incredible characterization for Spica in regards to like her motives and how she moves and what her relationship with Kamugi is like and how sinister and malicious and predatory, you know, her side of the dynamic is between the two characters, you know, Ichi still leaves it up to Kamugi to make the decision, even though we can be pretty confident that Ichi has kind of parsed, you know, exactly what's going on here with their relationship. You know what I mean? Like Ichi doesn't have to say like, "Yo, I see you and you're doing some weird shit." He specifically wants Kamugi to come out of her shell and address these issues inside of her situation with her sister herself. And I don't know if that's because he's ignorant and just doesn't know what to say, or if he's purposely trying to kind of guide Komugi towards this like self-actualization moment towards the end of the chapter. I don't know which one I'd like more or prefer. Because on one hand, it's like Ichi shouldn't be able to psychoanalyze two characters immediately after very little contact with each other and just know exactly what's going on, especially when he's like so young and so like naive to, you know, the greater outside world from the forest that he was kind of like raised in. But also, it's like that's such a big deal for Ichi's character if he is saying, hey, I've got it all figured out, but I want you to do the thing, Komugi. You know what I mean?
I think it's not too far-fetched to say that he would pick up on something like that, especially after, like, at this point, because, like, she comes over, kind of introduces herself, and he's like, "Oh, you're Komugi's sister, Mrs." And she doesn't like respond. She just goes, "Oh, Komugi, it's been too long. How you doing?" And he can see that Komugi's like, So it's like she's twitching, and like by this point, like Ichi is used to like. You know, he considers Komugi his family. He considers Descaris and Gokuraku his family, and he's seen how like Gokuraku and his sister have interacted. So he knows what like family dynamics
It's supposed to look like, yeah.
Yeah, and so like seeing Komugi like start sweating and shaking when her sister shows up, it's like okay, something.
So he can tell something is off, but like for him to like have everything all figured out off of this very, you know, quick and interaction. Like, I feel like there's just, like, a lot of assumptions to make for him to be 100% confident that Spica is the kind of character that we, as the reader, understand her to be. Ichi shouldn't be able to pick up on all of that from his perspective immediately after such a short interaction.
He probably just gets that something's weird and wants, like, Komugi to speak up for herself and say what that weird thing is, but he doesn't know that, like, Spica kind of sucks. Because like
she was pretty obvious with the way she talked down on Komugi pretty much the entire chapter.
Yeah, everything she's saying to Komugi, although it's like, you know, kind of from a loving quote unquote,
it's passive aggressive.
It's backhanded. Yeah, exactly. It's passive aggressive. It's backhanded.
It's really easy to pick up.
But that's like a modern, you know, thing. Like Ichi comes from, you know, Darwinistic like forest life. He doesn't like have a firm understanding of like modern, you know, social interactions. You know what I mean? Like he can
social interactions.
Yeah, he can feel that things are amiss, but he shouldn't be able to connect every single dot to be able to come to the same conclusion that we as the reader have with this fucking backstory that Ichi isn't seeing. Like that backstory's for us. You know what I mean?
I think, So I think where the hang up here is on the end, but I don't think it's as deep as you're looking at it. Right. I think he saw that there was a problem, and so he was just like, Komugi.
Yeah.
You know, is that what you want to do? I don't think he had recognized the full social extent.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that like, is it a situation to where Ichi has enough information out of this interaction to outright say, fuck you, Spica, you are terrible to Komugi, and I can tell because of what I just witnessed in this very brief social interaction between you two. I'm saying, is that the conclusion that Ichi has come to or not? You know,
I think he's still just kind of like putting the ball in Komugi's hand in her court. Like he doesn't like the things that Spica is saying probably don't really make sense because to him he probably is like Komugi loves it here, and it's like why are you suddenly saying she should resign and you should take her spot? Like I get that it makes sense if you're a powerful witch, but like
this
Komugi,
is my
is
homegirl.
That what you want? Yeah, like
and she's been kicking it. She's been kicking it with us the whole time, and everything's been fine. And we ran into the strongest fucking magic that there is. And nobody died, and we're all cool. So regardless of what you're talking about how dangerous this mission is for a character like Komugi, we've already encountered like arguably the most dangerous situation possible, and everything was cool. So like she should be able to continue with us no matter what. So why are you trying to replace her so bad? Like I can see him like, you know, connecting dots throughout that logic, but like it's more so in the context of we the reader know a lot more about Komugi and Spica's relationship than Ichi should. And is also, Ichi, through his instincts, able to connect the same dots and come to the same conclusion that us, the reader, has without getting that backstory like we did, is what I'm saying.
It's also possible that like it might have happened off screen, but they might have given Ichi a little bit more on the like media training, side. Like people, everybody might not like that you're a male witch, and some people might not like respect it or like be willing to accept that you kind of shot up after being a nobody and now you're a witch. And there's a lot of people who like train and go to school for their whole life to try and become a witch. So some people might try and talk down to you or whatever. Keep an eye out for these type of things. So somebody, they might have kind of like given him a warning, not like necessarily saying like somebody's gonna try and shit on you, but like everybody that you meet might not have your best intentions, or like they might not have your best in mind. So like
Right.
he
Especially
might have
coming
been
out of an
kind of
arc,
prepped.
especially coming out of an arc like the one previous with Bakugami, where you have this villain that's this like mendacious charlatan whose entire fucking character was centered around, lying and swindling the community of Kagami to believe that he's like this, benevolent entity that has their best interests in mind, when in reality it was the exact opposite. So he's seen firsthand, what that kind of character kind of looks like inside of Bakugami. You know what I mean? So then it immediately being introduced to, a character like Spica, who's kind of exhibiting similar character traits as Bakugami, definitely has him raising an eyebrow and being a little bit more vigilant in this social interaction. I feel like that experience in the previous arc is kind of on top of his natural instincts that he was initially characterized with, is kind of helping him in the situation go like, nah, something is wrong here. This bitch is on some other shit.
He also like never lets Kamugi speak. Like she comes in and just says a whole bunch of stuff like, I'll take over, this is too dangerous, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And then like bro is like, so like, is that what you really? Because she said a lot, and Kabuki just ain't say shit. She's just sitting there, and you can see a bunch of reactions. All her faces look shocked and scared, and timid. She's shaking and stuff. Like nothing. Like she never looks confident or like she's in control, and it just looks like her situation is being guided like for her. Like you're gonna go, you just go back to the mailroom. I got you that job. You should be happy for that or whatever. Like she at no point does Kamugi ever like even get a say in anything until Ichi speaks up and it's like, yo, like, is that what you really feel?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, speak.
So page 16 and 17 specifically are my favorite in this chapter, because if you look at the first page 16 with Spica, and then it goes down and you have these terrified looks on Kamugi's face. But not just that, from this point forward, if you go back in this chapter, as soon as she lays eyes on Spica, she doesn't smile. In the flashback, she doesn't smile. But then you go to page 17 where it's Ichi saying Kamugi, and you have her like having this moment of realization, and then she thinks of smiling with Ichi. And then that's when she, stands up for herself. And it's just like these two pages that are like mirrors to each other essentially are so important for everything that's happening between these three people.
Yeah. And she's been like, she's been traumatized into this situation. It's like she probably didn't feel like it was like, I guess she felt like it was the right thing to do, but like by, just kind of not disobeying her sister after, the guilt or whatever. But like she knows that her situation kind of sucks, and she finally like found a way to free herself. She can't be chained to her sister for her whole life. She can't always stay in her sister's shadow. She wants to go out and fucking have fun and have an adventure. She deserves to smile. So yeah, she's vibing. This is this is good stuff. She realized that, Ichi sees me as family. This is where I want to be. So we got an objection from her.
Oh, God.
It's good stuff. Yeah. I saw somebody say they think that this happened too fast, and I don't think so. Like it's not like next chapter is just gonna end. Like we're probably gonna get another chapter or two of this like this situation or whatever. This like Ichi, like I feel like the Ichi introduction ceremony is gonna last another like 2 chapters or a chapter and a half, and like this isn't like the chapter chapter isn't gonna open up with Speaker going, okay, that's that, I'm out. So like they're gonna still like have a conversation about it and can figure out like a solution here and do their thing. But I don't think this happened too fast.
No, not at all.
Uh, yeah, but good chapter. I guess like in a way, Ichi probably saw like being that fucking mountain kid that he is, he probably could have like thought of her as like a fox too. Like it's kind of sly the way she came in there and tried to weasel her way into Team Discaris and push out Kamugi. It's like we already got a gang, bro. We already clicked up. We don't need nobody else. You don't have to like you could join us. Like, it's one thing to join the crew, but you trying to like take Kamugi out? Nah. Like
What's funny? Her bow does kind of look like cat ears.
yeah, she's sneaky. And Ichi
You
Ichi
read her like a book.
yeah, get out of here, kid. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next chapter. But yeah, this was a good one. And somebody somebody on Twitter said something like they were tired of people like comparing Ichi to Iruma, and I was like, damn, I feel attacked right now. And it was like, not you, you're good because I like panel focus. So shout out to dude.
Wait, what happened?
Somebody on Twitter was like they were tired of seeing people like comparing Ichi the Witch to their Aruma series. And I was like, damn, I feel attacked, bro. And it was like, not you. It's all good because I like y'all show. And I was like, all right,
Oh, hell yeah.
cool. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities, so, like this obviously reading this chapter and many other chapters, it reminds me of the type of moments that happen in Iruma because they're both great series. Nothing to I'm not saying it's jacking or stealing or anything. They're both just good vibes. This is a good chapter. And Iruma has a lot of chapters like this, so I'm here for the long haul, baby.
Yup.
Ichi and Aruma gonna be here forever. Aruma just passed Aruma's at like 405 chapters. I think Ichi's gonna do not 400, but I feel like Ichi's gonna get like 200 maybe.
Oh yeah.
But
Maybe.
yeah. I think it's gonna be here for a while. At least definitely over 100, but I don't know. I don't see it getting 400 because I see Aruma hitting like 600 to 700. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you got anything else you want to say about this one, Weeb?
No, pretty good chapter all in all.
Okay. What about you, Traff? You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Knox?
I'm good too.
Okay. I think that kind of wraps it up. It was a pretty quick chapter. It was, it was vibes and good moments and stuff like that. But that's going to do it for this one. Ichi the Witch, 46th hunt. Wow, I did that again. 46th hunt. I said hunt with another H at the end. Important memories. Now jumping into Odor of the Flame, chapter 14, Smorgasbord. And I didn't notice that was the title because I don't really read the titles when I actually read the chapters. I only read titles when I come here. But I think that's the first time I've ever seen that word written out. Smorgasbord. Anyway, first thought was Hugin the Wise. When I read that name, I was like, that reminds me of like people who make names like Hugh Mungus. Just add fucking silly ass names. But I don't know. This I didn't hate this chapter, even though like I feel like Otter is getting out of there. Otter, whatever. I feel like, as much as I enjoyed the series and felt like it had potential, I think it's getting out of there, but this was a good chapter to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of setup. Like with what is it?
Spirits?
Yeah, the spirits growing and Fleisha's whatever. Her original form, her memories, and then you have the special sword, and then you have the Sleipnir, the King's 8 hooves.
It's giving us
like
a lot to be excited.
up.
Yeah, it's giving us a lot to be excited about for the future of the series, despite like a lot of the conversation about a potential axe inside of the series. So it feels like, I don't want to say it feels like desperate. Like, yo, look at all this shit that we could do. Aren't you excited for all this stuff? Keep reading it. Don't let this shit get axed because, like, look at what we got coming for you. But it kind of does feel like that.
And I mean, it could be the case, and it's fine. But like a lot of manga do that. Like Phantom Seer did that.
Yeah.
Like they introduced like a new villain organization. It was like 5 or 6 dudes. We met one of them, and then the manga ended like right after they resolved that.
It's definitely not uncommon for a manga to introduce concepts like these, like whether they're getting axed or not. but like just specifically because of the timing with like the rankings and the sales and the conversations about it getting axed, that it's just like, oh, what a coincidence that right as we're talking about this shit getting axed, that all of these wildly interesting ideas are coming out and we're setting up like this grand war against these fucking factions that have all of these, you know, characters and pieces on the chessboard and whatnot. It just seems flaily, but I love it. I love it. I love it.
As you were saying that, I was reading the page where the blacksmith girl was saying, so I was able to make what I wanted and present it to the person I wanted to give it to. Thanks. As you were saying that, it just made that feel like that was like a love letter to his fans.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, okay, we got the 8 hooves. Like, don't you want to see like other characters? Like, you know, what's this nigga's name? The fucking
Lunar Halo?
The Lunar Halo, yeah. Like, don't you want to see other characters like Hyujin and the Lunar Halo and what kind of abilities they have and like what they represent in the series thematically? Like, don't you already like Hyujin and the Lunar Halo? Like, don't you want to see the other people inside of this band? And then it's like, oh, okay, and then it's reminding us about the 6 horns of the Ice King army. It's like, don't you want to see what the other villains are talking about? Trying to see what some of these guilds talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like, also, I have a new sword for you. Don't you want to see what this thing does? Like, keep reading my shit, please.
Yeah, it almost feels like this should have happened like 5 chapters. Like this, like this, like if they like if instead of, you know, like we had the initial chapter or 2, and then like he went and met Lunar Halo dude Sixten on the mountain, and then they trained, and then he went and fought the dude who had the ice coffin, and then we went to the dwarf village or whatever. So if they would have just cut that, either make the ice coffin villain and the dwarf village with the iron spirit like one arc, but like shorten it by a little bit, like maybe make it so that it was all one thing that ran into each other, not like we found the ice dude, fought him, and then we ended up in the next village. Like, just make that all one arc, or like shorten it, or like not even have ice coffin dude at all. Like, if this chapter would have happened like 5 chapters ago, then I think this would have been really good, because then like because at this point I feel like it might be too late. Like, I don't know, you know, I'm not Japanese. I don't know how that shit really works. I talk shit on the internet, but like I would love for this to not be too late, because like I want to see what these characters are about. And you know, we're getting lore and shit. We're finding out that all the spirits are waking up, and the ice motherfuckers found out somehow, and Buddy got a new sword. I want to see how that shit, you know, what kind of shit he be on with his new sword and all that stuff. But like, is it too late? It probably is, because like, you know, normally like the thing is like under 19, the U19 manga get canceled under 19 chapters all the time. But in recent times, there has been a lot of manga that made it longer. Like, not saying things that are currently running deserve to be axed, but like I definitely did not expect to see, you know, Kill Blue running for 100 chapters. I didn't expect to see Kyoshi at I think 50. I don't know how many Kyoshi's at, but it's going. Fucking Shinobi Undercover, like that's still going. People are saying that's really good now, and like people are saying y'all should cover it and all kinds of shit. Like I'm about to get back into Shinobi Undercover because people are saying it's really good, and like said it didn't start off great, and like Otter didn't start off great. It had potential, but like Jump is kind of giving these manga a lot more room now. Like, not saying that this is gonna make it, but like Dororan or whatever made it to like chapter 34 or 27 or something. So like Otter can like if Otter can make it to 27 or whatever, it might have a chance at like starting to win people over, especially if they get like cool volume covers, because we still haven't seen a volume cover for this, and the volume comes out in like October. So like, if it has a cool volume cover and it starts like getting better in the next, you know, arc, they might be able to spin it and turn it around. But I don't know. Like I said, Phantom Seer did this same shit where they introduced a bunch of cool ass looking characters and were like, these are the next badass motherfuckers that you got to beat because they in your way and they want to kill you. And like, we only met one of them, and then the manga ended right after. So it's like, I would love to see Otter pull it through, because like, yeah, it hasn't been great, but I don't think it's terrible. A lot of people have been trashing it, saying it's just straight ass. I don't think it's ass. I think it's just it's okay, and it had good to find like moments. Like the first chapter I felt like was good, and then after that it's been fine. And like overall I'd say it's an okay series with like the potential to be good or great, but like it's just, I don't know, the pacing is like fast and slow. It's weird. So anyway, just
it's like we're breezing through a lot of content that doesn't feel like it's significant.
Yeah, and then we're
So
spending
it feels slow.
yeah, we're spending time on stuff that like like we're flying through stuff that people would like to see more of. Like I would like to see more, and then when we do spend time on stuff, it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about like this or whatever. Like let me, we're speeding past the stuff that people like and spending time on stuff that like people could like if more time was spent on the other things. But also just it's like I said, it's moving fast and it's moving slow, and it's just weird. It's a weird vibe,
Yeah.
but. No, I thought this was a really good chapter. And like if the series is able to fucking pull a not 360, but a 180 here, that'd be dope. Cause like there's potential and there's a lot of like I always say, potential don't really mean shit if you can't fucking capitalize on it and do anything with it. But like we got cool character designs, being silhouetted here, and just stuff like fucking Alayoki came back and she see that
Yeah.
dude
Muscle
is
mommy.
fucking muscle mommy,
Muscle
big breastises.
mammy.
Yeah, we got cool shit in this chapter.
Yeah.
Bro got the fucking stance, at the end, page 15. It's like we're going, he front of the pack, and this the gang walks away pose or whatever. Like this is some cool stuff. And then we find out like at the end that Etapurko Itu Purko is like a queen or princess or something. Like
Yeah.
there's stuff there, man. There's stuff to like build and keep the series going if like Jump gives it a chance. But like people need to buy the shit.
hmm
Anyway, I've been rambling. What y'all think about the chapter?
It was
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, some. Yeah, good. Yeah, it was fire. I guess it fits with the main character's power now.
You see what I did there, Weeb?
Yep.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like the added world building that we got this chapter to set more stuff up. And like we said, hopefully it sticks around a bit longer to like actually have the chance to like flesh out some of the stuff that the mangaka is planning to do with this series, because we've said this from the beginning, there is a lot of potential with Odor of the Flame. And even though the last arc and a half didn't really have like a lot to like stick with for the most part. It had some cool moments, and we're getting more world building aspects and new character teases. So I'm interested. I'm interested again. So that's a good thing.
Like I like it, but like if it gets axed, like it is what it
It
is,
won't
man. It's
kill me.
business. Yeah, it's not gonna
It'll
kill
just be
me.
disappointing.
Don't be like that one dude who came to my fucking YouTube video like a year after I made it, talking about fucking Mama Yu got axed. Like get off my dick, bitch. Yeah,
It's
like
funny,
if I miss Mama Yu, and
I
like
can't
that
stand
manga.
motherfuckers who like see that a series got axed, go search that series on YouTube to see who's talking about it, and then go in the comments and be like, haha, the series that you're talking about got axed. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, fuck you,
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah, somebody went and did that shit. Like, bro, I made a video when that shit was like 2 or 3 chapters in, and they commented like that shit. I think it made it to like 30 chapters, and they commented like 30 weeks later, like this shit got axed. Like, nigga, get off my nuts.
This shit was ass. You thought it was good. I know better than you. I'm a better reader. I'm a better consumer. You don't know what you mean. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like,
why are you doing YouTube? You're clearly wrong. I know more. Like, fuck you.
Say, yeah, well, I made money off that video. You didn't, bitch boy. But
these McChickens say otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sitting on a fucking pile of these fucking McChickens. What you got, bro? You ain't got shit but your fucking YouTube comments and your little stupid fingers. Can't beat my ass. But
right.
Anyway.
Bet you can't fight though.
Yeah. You might have been right, but you can't fight. Yeah. If you could, you wouldn't be in here talking about my shit got axed.
Right. See me at the anime convention. You going to 2D? Yeah. You going to DreamCon?
Yeah.
See me there.
Tell me what got axed then, bro.
Right.
Anyway. But no, it's a good chapter, man. I like I said, I hope they're able to recover and make something happen. We got some people in a couple group chats that I'm in, and they don't seem to think it's possible, but they also been saying it was shit and gonna get axed since like chapter 1. So, who really cares what they got to say?
So my favorite thing about this chapter is when Hugin is talking about Sleipnir, the king's 8 hooves, and he goes to Oder and he's like, "Yo, Oder, warrior of the flame, I would like to induct you into this band." You know what I'm saying? Like you got what it takes to come fuck with us, and it's not just based on you know, his abilities that he showcased in the previous conflict, because they make a point to kind of show this introspective moment with Oder after that conversation, you know, where it's like, in 1 week we'll depart for the royal capital, heal your wounds, and give me an answer once you've fully recovered. Tensions are high right now, your spirit is, you know, is riled up. You know, I don't want you to make a decision right now after you just came out of combat and you're covered in fucking, you know, sword slashes. Like, go ahead, calm down, heal your wounds, and then let me know how you feel. And then Oder is sitting here, you know, kind of looking back at the battlefield that he just participated in, and he's like, Cerrold the Blade Horn, I wonder what life he would have lived if there hadn't been a war. And this was like such a good moment for his character, because it shows that he has that kind of like honor bound spirit that makes the greatest hero. You know what I mean? It makes like a good warrior to respect the efforts of, you know, the enemies that you face, if they show that there's more than just malicious intent or, you know, some kind of evil, you know, aspect to their character. It's like, no, this nigga Cerrold was really about that shit. Like, he's a respectable warrior. He wasn't just, you know, trying to accomplish his goals by any means through any kind of, you know, shitty strategy or anything like that. He really wanted the ones, like 1v1, see me, and if you got it, you got it. And he respected that, and Oder respected that. And it's that kind of, you know, character trait that makes the best hero or warrior. And it's something that I feel like Hugin, you know, could kind of see inside of Oder, despite, you know, the flame powers that he showcased or the iron powers that he showcased in the fight. It's like, hold on, this kid got like everything going on. Like, we want him on the team for more than just the powers that we saw him use. Yeah. And I loved that a lot.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugin's, I mean, hopefully we get to see what Hugin can do, and we don't get like a we're all here moment in the next like 5 chapters where all 8 of the hooves pull up to fight like
and then use one ability each, and then they beat the villain, and then everything is over. Yeah.
Fucking Astro Royale vibes or whatever.
Yeah.
We're all here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have like any expectations or like a thought on where I think it can go, but it ending with Echipurko's, you know, title and you know, that information dump. Hopefully, like, we get some stuff with the Royal Kingdom and shit like that, and we find out more on that, and Otter gets introduced to the king or some shit. I don't know. There's some stuff it can do, but it's also probably getting out of there. So who knows? Yeah, we'll be here till the end now.
So question then, say this gets axed. So we had Red Hood, which was like grim fairy tale themed, and then we have Odor of the Flame, which is like Norse mythology themed. These Western storytelling concepts seem to be this mangaka's bag. Say this gets axed and Buddy tries again. Where do we think, just so that we have it on record as a conversation for predictions, where do we think he goes next inside of, like, you know, the Western mythos of,
I mean,
you know, fairy tale storytelling or mythological storytelling?
I mean, playing it safe, he's already doing Norse. Could always do another well-known one like Greek mythology.
Of course, you'd say that, Greek weeb.
Of course. I just came back from Greece. I just came back from Greece, so
I love that.
I still got it on the mind.
Yeah, no, great answer.
Third
it's a safe option.
Yeah.
Or third attempt, I think they could go for a safer option and stay within home. So kind of focus on Japanese mythos.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that is definitely the safer option.
Yeah. You want to know what I think? Actually, Yato, you go first before me. I'll end it.
So I got two things. One is you just go full on Gunner and just fucking
make an ecchi?
Just straight titties and stuff everywhere. And just full commit. Yeah, just full commit, bro. Just fucking fan service action comedy, just adventure, you know, like a fairy tale, like something like a fairy tale or a Fire Force, where it's like
Chain Soldier.
Yeah,
not the slave manga.
Yeah, something like that. Like he just go all out, just fuck it, just Chainsaw Man with titties and shit. Or a lot of people have been saying like they like their art a lot, so like they should just get a writer, have someone else write for them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be against it because like I really like the art, and I would like to see this in I would like to read a series that has this manga. Whether even though I can't, even if they aren't writing it, I would still love to see their art and see their like vision. So if they get a writer, that'd be cool. But anyway, what's your thoughts?
I'm just going as. I don't know if this is as Western as it gets, just like inside of the idea that this mangaka seems to like that area of storytelling, like geographically. He tends to like want to operate like outside of Eastern tradition. But I don't want to say that this is as Western as it gets, but I can definitely see him trying to do like a superhero story.
I mean, he was the assistant to Horikoshi.
Yeah, because like Marvel and DC, like those are like, that's mythology like itself. Like those are like their own pantheons at this point. You know what I mean? Like I can definitely like, from Grim Fairy Tale to Norse myth to like some superhero shit, I can see them fucking killing that. Art wise, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like since this seems to be this nigga's bag, and we're just coming out of My Hero Academia. You know what I mean? Like, when is the next, Western superhero story going to happen? We have My Hero Academia. We have Shy. I think there is another one that was, what the fuck was it called? It was in Jump Plus. Vibration Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had Vibration Man. So, like, manga could be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can definitely see Buddy doing some Western superhero shit.
Yeah, I'd fuck with it. Fuck it. Just go fucking cyberpunk. Just go all the way, dog.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see them come back. If like we're still talking like this motherfucker about to get axed. I mean, it might be, but like it'd be crazy we saying all this and then bro end up getting 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Because we won't really know, but like it feels like the writing's on the wall. We've all read our fair share of things that got axed. So it's like if it gets canceled, nobody's shocked. But we'll like it to stick, and if it does, be cool to see some other shit. But yeah, I think that's it for this chapter. And you got anything else for this one, Knox?
No, I'm good.
Weep.
No, I'm good.
Traffer.
I'm good.
That's gonna do it for Order of the Flame, chapter 14, Smorgasbord. Now jumping into the final segment of the night. You know what time it is, baby. It's Big Bachi, chapter 90, Kiri. And Traffy, what's your thoughts?
Oh man, this chapter was just solid from beginning to end. Where to even begin? So first off, we have what's her name? Miss Kiri.
Yeah. Get it right, nigga.
I did.
Yeah.
The characterization she gets in this chapter, just by the simplest things, it's great. Like the way that she talks to Hakuri, the fact that her sword is taller than her and she chose it because it's big and cute, but also to spite her master, who is a sexist person apparently.
So I have to say, I hate to interrupt you, but the theme for me this episode is pointing out Nox W's inside of certain predictions that I may or may not, depending on the receipts that are pulled up, maybe by Rick said, maybe by someone else who takes up that mantle. But I specifically, and I'm not saying I'm the only one who said this, but last chapter, or at least the last chapter that involved Kiri, I said, did she choose this big ass sword because her grandfather said, like, women are like weak and can't handle the sword all that well or whatever, like it's too heavy or something like that, like women have like weaker bodies than men or something like that and shouldn't be doing swordsmanship or whatever. I specifically made a comment about how he probably chose an Odachi specifically to spite that nigga, specifically because of how big and heavy it is compared to regular swords, just to really stick it to that nigga. I said that, me, Knox, okay, on the show. If anybody else said it anywhere else, good for you, but you heard it on Panel Focus from me, so it's a Knox W.
Knox is gonna edit the video and post it, but I'm gonna download it and cut that part out and then re-upload it. So don't worry about it.
I said it, okay? Anyway, continue, Traffy.
But yeah, and then we get to see what she's really made of because first off, she's weighed down. Second off, she gets bit by like 5 of these floating lion head things. Then she takes a hit with a knife through her arm to block one and then catches the other arm. And she goes, "This is nothing. I'm used to handling a real beast."
No, it's not just that. She says, "Sorry, I'm used to speed," because the EI White Purity style is entirely reliant on the quick draw aspect of the sort of the style. Like, it's literally all about how fast you can get that blade out and slash. And she's like, "Your speed doesn't really matter here when the EI White Purity style is my like arch nemesis." And that was the tightest part to me.
I was just trying to set somebody up for a layup.
Oh yeah, well thank you. I hit the dunk.
No, you did
it. What do you mean? I was there. The alley-oop, the Nox
She said, combo. "This is nothing. I'm used to handling a real beast."
On the previous page, she does say she's used to speed, though. So she says both.
Okay.
Okay, we're both right. We can split the W. You get a V, I get a V. And
no, the joke failed, so I don't get the W.
Oh yeah, you're right. So another Nox W. I think that's 4 this episode. Nox fans, Nox core, we're eating.
Bro, who are they?
I don't know. if you're not...
someone in the comments, please complete my joke.
If you're here for Team Nox, drop a N in the comments. Actually, don't drop an N in the comments.
Yeah,
drop a. Where that could go so wrong so quickly. Drop a something Nox related. I'll leave it up to you guys. Nox Army, come fuck
Poop
with
emoji.
Me. No. Drop a flex emoji. Drop a flex emoji.
I think my favorite part of this whole like encounter, like this trade with Kiri and the Speed Girl, was the fact that like when the girl stabs her in the fucking arm and she's like thinking, she's like, she lured me in, but as soon as I get free, she's like, "I'm not letting you go." Like the girl doesn't like think, like she doesn't say the words out loud, like, "Oh, once I get free." She just fucking tells her like, "Yeah, you're not getting away from me."
Well, she could probably feel her tugging away, like, "Let go of me." It's like, "Nah, bitch, you staying right here."
Yeah, but like that shit.
I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
Something about that shit just hit. Like, I'm not letting you go. It felt like I was like watching like I don't know. It felt like I was watching something else, like maybe like fucking Toji fighting from JJK. Like this just felt different, Like she did all this shit. She got bit by all these fucking dog statue heads, and she gets fucking stabbed through the wrist, and is like, this shit ain't nothing, bro. You're not going nowhere. I got you, motherfucker.
You want to know what it reminded me of? This specific moment that you're talking about right now, where she says, "I'm not letting you go," and the fucking opponent is like, "What the fuck? Her grip is insane." It reminded me of 2 specific moments. So do you remember in Hunter x Hunter when they're doing the
it's always Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, it's always Hunter x Hunter, but I got another example. I got a One Piece one too for you, Traffy. So in Hunter x Hunter in the York New City arc, they're like dealing with the Phantom Troop, and Gon and Killua are like doing some kind of like trade deal with information, regarding the release of Crollo from Kurapika's chains or something like that, and it goes wrong. And like I think Leorio does some kind of plot where he tries to turn the lights off to like create a diversion so that Gon and Killua can escape. And then as soon as the lights go off, this nigga Killua tries to punch Machi in the gut and like break away from their captivity or something like that. But when he punches Machi in the gut, actually he tries to stab her or something with his sharp knife fingers from his assassination training or whatever, and she flexes her ab muscles and doesn't let his hand go. He's like, "What the fuck? Yo, I can't move my hand." And she's like, "Nah, nigga, it's Phantom Troop, baby. I got your goofy ass. Don't forget what time it is." And he like can't separate himself from Machi. So that's what that reminded me of. But then the One Piece example is in Wano when Zoro is fighting the new characterization of Killer as Kakuzo, the fucking blade hunter or the blade thief or whatever. And he has the scythe, and he goes to stab Zoro in the fucking like ribs with the scythe, and he's like, "Haha, gotcha." And Zoro was like, "Do you though?" And Kakuzo is like, "I can't remove the scythe from his body." And Zoro's like, "Yeah, nigga, I'm doing the thing. Onigiri, nigga." And he slices him in fucking like, and I'm like, yo, whenever a story does something like this, along the lines of this, it's always so fucking hype.
A really good example of that also, Escanor in his introduction.
Yes.
When he fights Galland.
Yes.
One of the best moments.
Yeah, bro. It happens there too.
I think it happens too with Orochimaru in the third Hokage too. With when he does the Reaper Death Seal, I'm pretty sure Orochimaru like stabs him or something happens where Orochimaru can't like get free and he's holding Orochimaru like while doing the Reaper Death Seal. He just can't get away. I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah,
one again,
I think you might be right on that.
Yeah, I think he's stabbing the third Hokage or something.
Yeah.
I know Enma. Yeah, I pulled up a picture. I know Enma is like stabbing a sword through his back, but I think I can't remember the specifics because like in the picture, Orochimaru is not doing anything but standing there. But I could have swore he like attacked third and like got stuck or something, or something happened where he couldn't just like withdraw for some reason. I don't remember what the specifics were, but yeah, it happens a few times in a couple different things, and it's always tight as fuck.
Naruto niggas, not Boruto niggas, Naruto niggas.
Yeah.
Hit us in the comments and let us know how accurate we were on that.
Niggas that get bitches, like let us know. But but nah, this shit's always tight, bro. Like the fucking just too strong to let you go after you stab. Like I let you hit me so that I can murder the shit out of you as fire.
Right. And another thing I love about this chapter is it's just another showcase of Hokuzono's creativity when it comes to swordsmanship fighting styles in this story. It's not just, oh, are you using one sword or two swords? Are you using knives? It's not just the size of your sword. Are you using an odachi? Are you using a katana? Are you using a wakizashi? It's beyond all of that. It's the sheer creativity of how the characters, regardless of what or how many number of swords they're using, it's how they apply that swordsmanship in combat. We had a really good example of this with Hirohiko in the previous arc, where he kind of, is able to utilize blind spots and like the flow of sword from one hand to another behind his back, around the shoulder, etc., to kind of create an illusion of speed inside of his fighting style to throw the opponent off and kind of close that gap in experience between him and what was that like eye patch like butler nigga at the hotel that he was squaring off against, that was like like a really big name inside of a certain swordsmanship field. That shit didn't matter because Hirohiko's fighting style was so random and different than anything that he had experienced traditionally in his experience. And that's why he was ultimately done in by Hirohiko's, because that fighting style was just so wild and out of and unorthodox and out of the blue to him. He was like, holy shit, this nigga is different. Kiri is another example of that, where it's like you have this big ass Nodachi sword that's like taller than you even, and here's all of the reasons why this is not a good idea in certain combat scenarios, like the one she's in right now, where she's in an enclosed space and it says like, fighting in confined spaces is hard, as is close quarters combat. Its weight makes it clunky, and it's harder to execute a string of attacks or contend with agile enemies. And Hakuri's like, then why is she dancing on these niggas? And it's like, okay, here we go. Her boasting was justified by her swordplay. The aforementioned drawbacks only exist when the sword is leveraged at the hilt, which is very true. But she doesn't swing the sword. She centers the sword and dances with it. The sword moves as if magnetized to her body. She not only nullifies its drawbacks, but also uses the length to her advantage. It's almost as if the giant sword is on a rampage of its own. This is what separates Hokuzono from any other sword story as a writer. You know what I mean? Like, this seems so fresh and so unique and so new and so creative. And this is ultimately what people come back to Kagurabachi and go, this is what makes this series so special.
Yeah, this is fire. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the way that I read this, the way that it's explained, so how like when you're reading a book, it's designed to make you picture what's happening. That's how Hokuzono writes, even though he has pictures associated with the description.
Yes.
Like, you explaining that, people who are watching this, if you want to rewind a little bit back to when Nox started reading that, and you just close your eyes and listen,
you can see all
you'll
the
be
images
able to picture,
without needing to see them.
Yes, that's my whole point.
Okay.
Yeah, Hokuzono does a very good job at leading you to seeing the whole picture. with these panels, and just this fighting style is definitely fucking fire. Like just like using her body and like momentum and stuff, and like pushing it. Like you can see like on page 7, like in that like second panel, she's like pushing the back of the blade to like swing it around so that she can then get a different like kind of angled grip or whatever on it. Like this is really cool. Like
Yeah.
fucking dancing. And the sword is just kind of swinging around
Yeah,
as she's
the panel
kinda
where
guiding
the
it.
panel where it shows the swords moving without a drawing of Kiri at the center was a fucking brilliant decision from Hokuzono, because it
Yeah.
really brings the point home. It's almost as if the giant sword is on a rampage of its own. That's how you show that. You just show all of the swordsmanship that Kiri is doing without Kiri there.
And this is also like like basically a slow dev version. So like you gotta imagine like with her really doing it, like it's going like way faster. So it just looks like a fucking ball of fucking silver spinning around her, like like probably can't get close.
It
like,
reminds me of what you just said. Reminded me, if you guys remember the original X-Men 2000 movie from Fox.
Nope. Long time since I've seen that movie.
Oh yeah, there's like a fucking like this like metal apparatus that Magneto is using to kind of like build up the momentum necessary to use the energy of like the mutation wave that he's trying to shoot out towards like New York City or something like that, to like turn everybody into mutants. And it's literally it's literally just like a spinning fucking like ball of silver. You totally just like made me think of that when you said that.
Yeah, it's the same vibe, man. It's just fire. Like this type of shit. Like when this gets animated, it's just like you're gonna see. You're not gonna see no sword. Like you're gonna see probably her like kind of walking like slow, like slow stepping forward and kind of like dancing while it just like you can't see the sword. It's just fucking blades and cuts. Like the walls and the floors just getting sliced up while she moves, and it's just dope.
Mm-hmm.
The sword is huge.
And then we got my boy popping in at the end of the chapter. Just hey, where's Aruha?
Bruh.
Yo, that shit was fucking crazy at the very end.
I love how nonchalant it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did not like at first I did not like when I read
I thought that was a homeboy.
Yeah, like I had to like stop. Like I had to like I finished and I was like, wait a second. I went back and reread. I was like, that was dude. Like he was just at the
same.
He was just at the bagel shop, lighting the lighter for the dude, lighting the cigarette for dude. He hears somebody posted it was like, so I could take this as he already beat Azami, and I was like, what? No, he just like got here. Like he didn't fight. He just he heard Uraha was here and got horny and came to where that nigga was at. He skipped Azami and just ran straight here.
What if he has the ability to like swap places with his dummies? So like, yeah, like what if like the dummy that Azami destroyed, he just like swapped places with from the donut shop, and now he's here now.
I can see it if we get like a little, how they be doing little chibi versions and diagrams and stuff where it's like, yeah, once Azami left, I just fucking poofed and traded places, and it shows like a little version of him running, looking silly, kind of like how like the art will be in the same style as fucking what's the dude name on page 5 where they make him look silly. Hakuri, like they show him like kind of like that, but just like fucking poofing in and out and then just running to where Uraha is and shit.
Yeah, because you just made me think about like how quickly this nigga got here, and it's like, okay, what if that's like an ability based thing and it's not just like actual time passing from him traveling from the donut shop to here? Because like if he was at the donut shop, he's got like a big trek to not only get here probably, but also to get down to this level. Yeah. So like
he was really excited.
Yeah, and I get that, but like nah, I feel like that's another aspect of his power, is to just be able to like swap places with his dummies. I think that would be a really cool introduction or addition to his power set from Hokuzono. Because it's like, where the fuck did this nigga come from, bro? Hold on.
Yeah, I was just shouting it up to dudes just being dummy fast, but like teleporting, I mean that wouldn't. I mean it's not teleporting, but like swapping places that could work. That could definitely be a thing.
Well, you heard it here first on the Panel Focus podcast, or on the Shonen Pulse podcast, rather, on the Panel Focus channel. Noxtradamus, if you will, could potentially have another W in the works. Stay tuned.
Anyway, I do want to say on page 15, like after Speedy Girl runs up to her and we get like on 14, she takes her stance and she's like off with her head, and then you got next page. that bottom panel, that lion head that's like by her feet, I thought that was the girl's head, and I thought she cut her head off, and I was like, bro, like, immediately, like that fast, like I thought she got beheaded. And I was like, bro,
shit. I can see that.
What, that quick? And then I turned the page and her head was like still all she caught. I was like, hold on, okay, go back. And I was like, oh yeah, they bit the doggies are biting her. So I thought she fucking cut her head off like that fast. And I was like, bro, they really just about to show woman beheadedment on the screen.
Beheadedment.
Like that's just gonna happen right here, right now, this fast. New character.
Yo.
Yeah, so
that would have been crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
But now this whole like slicing the floor thing is like even more impressive, knowing how she does it, because it's like she's not like carefully carving. She's not carving it like you cut like brownies, you know, when you bake brownies. She's not like taking her sword and she's fucking swinging that bitch around her shoulders and under her legs, like she dribbling and shit. And she doing crazy maneuvers, like bro, like
yo, her handles are crazy,
bro. Off the easy, yeah, bro. Don't put her on the fucking court, bro. Like she got crazy movements, dog. Like she cut the bitch, like, bro. Like the chick has the blade in her.
Yeah.
Like her in her forearm. And like you gotta think, like she's like falling back, I think. Yeah, she's falling. She cuts 4 lines around the square that they're standing on, gathers like all of the fucking heads, and sticks the blade through all the heads and the chick and the fucking platform that they're standing on.
Like, bro, what you on?
Yeah, what is that speed? Like, how is all this happening in like? Because you know the time that it takes once that bitch is cut, that shit's falling in like 2 seconds.
This bitch is like Allen Iverson. Like
bro.
she got handles like fucking James Harden or fucking Kyrie Irving or some shit.
All while like dancing with the blade too. Like it ain't like like I said, she not cutting it like cake. She's fucking spinning that motherfucker around, like shoulder leaning and shit. Like she got crazy movements. Like, bro. This is insane.
Shit. I hope people caught my fucking Iman Shumpert reference just a moment ago. I hope the basketball fans appreciate that.
Real hoopers. Yeah, her fighting style is crazy. I love this. And like with her being, she looks tall. Like she looks like, I mean, obviously the sword is bigger than her, but I feel like she looks tall for a female character. I mean, I guess it's because she's like skinny, I guess, like linky looking. But like, I don't know, this is cool. Like for a character that's like her, and she's like mad chill, and like she's got the glasses that are like slim, and she's all like, oh, it's cute and stuff, and her fucking fighting style to be terrifying and dance like she's fucking fire.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big Kiri stan.
Yeah, same. I stand. I have no choice but to stand. The fuck?
Yeah.
Me too.
Everything about her character is tight as fuck so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That whole like fucking is it real or is it cake? She be cutting the shit up no matter what. Yeah. Like the floor is cake, bro.
Holy shit, Jamie Lee Curtis got some big ass titties. Oh shit, I opened up fucking Twitter. I'm sorry. I opened up Twitter.
To be fair, them James been all over the internet in the last 2 days.
God damn.
It is what it is.
Them things, dangin'. Anyway,
gotta remind folks that we are not a child-friendly podcast, so put your kids away if they can't hear about big old titties.
Yeah, this is an R-rated show. Yeah. Back to Bocce.
Yeah, back to Bocce, big cinema. So, man, yeah, dude is here, and like,
yeah. What's
so
next?
one thing I was not expecting, like, you know, when we see him and like last chapter we meet him, we know that Azumi, you know, beat his clone or whatever. So like obviously Azumi wants to finish him off, and then Mizuku, whatever dude's name is, the brother wants to kill him.
Yeah.
And then he wants to fight Uraha, but when he pulls up, he's within like a foot of Kiri. And
so
it's
that
like,
means
okay,
he's about to duff everybody in the scene so that he can go, you know, approach and confront like the characters that have a little bit more of an emotional stake tied to, you know, his character, right? Because it's like Azumi wants to fight him. The brother of the nigga that he murdered wants to fight him. We have to see at least those two conflicts, right? We have to see at least those two fights. So if he's here next to Hakuri and Kiri, like that means that he has to beat the fucking shit at least out of these two characters in order to move on to those two fights.
I'm wondering though, because Kiri did get like, if she gets beat next chapter, it wouldn't be like a disservice to her character because we did see her scrunch this other chick.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it would be cool to see Kiri like put up a decent fight, especially if he goes and he's like, nah, I'm not gonna fight a woman. You should take off, lady, or whatever. And she's
Oh,
like,
that would make her
yeah.
even more mad.
Yeah, because it's like that's exactly the type of like reason she fights. Like she
Yeah.
wants to like defeat that. Like especially if he's like a fast nigga, because like the whole EI is like speed and shit. So it's like if he's another like fast, speedy, misogynist like character, she's gonna want to fucking
He is.
yeah. She's gonna want to cut a slice of cake out of this nigga.
Remember the chapter he was introduced? He did a quick draw. To, light the cigarette. It's a perfect
matchup. This
dude, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
It's one of the coolest ways to light a cigarette.
But dude, but Kiri can't beat him when like the writing has set up like 2 other opponents for him already. He at the very least has to see the other brother.
Yeah, but like,
it's whose beef is more important.
Oh, this is such an insane situation. Hokazono knows.
Yeah, as I say, like
he knows this is how we're going to feel right now.
It's like bro got 3 people that want him, and he pops up and fights a different person.
Yeah.
You know what would be interesting? If he was like very Hisoka about this, and I don't mean it in the creepy way. I mean the way that he's only focused on the. I think he'd only be focused on the battle in front of him, and he wouldn't care less about Kiri or Hakuri. Be like, I'm here to fight Uruha. You guys do whatever the heck you want. I'm just here for the smoke.
Well, and another thing that could happen is this nigga could be so fast and so tight that something like that happens, and he just like one-shots Kiri. Not in a lethal way, but in a way that, in a way that's like, out of the way, bitch, I gotta go find Uruha. And that could be a major point for Kiri's character to let her know, damn it, I'm not there yet. Like my whole character is, kind of about, my whole motivation is about sticking it to the EI White Purity style. But this nigga that doesn't even use EI White Purity just fucking one-shot me with a really fast sword attack. So maybe I'm not ready to go see my grandpa yet. And then that could be a major, trajectory shifting point for her character, and she can go on to improve herself before, coming back and getting her lick back against this nigga maybe, or before she ultimately goes to try to find the original, practitioner of the EI White Purity style, her grandfather, right? Before she goes to go see that nigga.
Yeah, though that would have to depend whether or not if Hokuzono decides to make her a major character going forward, which I think we all kind of hope he does, and the setup does seem to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for that, and I do hope that what you said does actually end up happening, because that'll make her story pretty interesting to see alongside everything else.
Yeah, I think something like that immediately like increases the compelling nature of her character as it's been set up so far.
Yeah, it kind of gives like Maki vibes, where it's like Toji, showed up, took the shit from her hands, and she's like, "Shit, I gotta get tougher. I gotta get beefier.
I still got more to do."
Yeah. I'm not.
And then he just kills her.
Yo.
Yeah. On second thought, I'm not gonna let you come back to me. But I mean, dude, kind of got to run the gauntlet right now. Like he's got 3 people that Uruha don't want to fight him. Uruha don't. Probably not even think about him, but he's got 3 potential targets, and he just landed in front of someone completely unrelated. So he's probably got to run like 4 people.
I mean, Uruha's the floor above him. I'm sure he'll find him in a second.
Yeah, but Zoro has a poor sense of direction.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not just gonna you don't just stroll into the police office with a gun and be like, I'm not here for any of you guys. Where's the chief? They're not just gonna point to the chief's office. They're like, he's in there, but you're not gonna beat him. Like, no, they're gonna fucking fire.
Dude.
Yeah, so they're all these people, you're a bad guy. I'm not gonna let you pick your battles. You want to fight him? No, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking try and kill you because that guy's important. I can't let the hero swordsman get offed by some nigga that I could have killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got a bit of shit in his way, but what if fucking Hakuri just fucking ports that dude into his fucking storehouse like instantly. Like, oh, get out of here.
Yo.
Like,
Aura too intense. Goodbye.
Yeah, you way too quick and too tough looking. Get out of here. He's just in jail. Yeah, just mental prison.
Yeah, but then, that could be a good way to properly explain that he can just swap places with dummies. Be like, all right, it's all good. I put that nigga in the in the storehouse. We don't got to worry about him. He was a little bit too scary, and then he just pops back out like, hello, motherfucker.
Yeah, like they go to open the door and he opens it. He's like, hey there.
He's like, oh wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, he looks at the storehouse and it's just a fucking statue laying on the floor.
Yeah.
He kind of shadow clones or whatever. Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, that'd be super tough.
Yeah. Big theory crafting going on over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Too much of it. Too much.
Yeah, of course you'd say that. Laughy.
Yeah. Guy with no theories.
What? I've had plenty of theories today.
Not this episode.
Yaha.
What'd you say?
If Trappy's got any theories, name them down in the comments below.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Okay.
No idea what he's talking about, but we're gonna let him cook. Yeah. One thing about this chapter I was very confused about until like this very moment is on page 9, where dude is fighting Uraha. I just forgot his name. Fucking John Hishaku. Yura. Right under that, on the bottom right, I was like, what the fuck is this panel? I can tell now.
Wait, that's like, not even Yura though, is it? That's his little nigga who he said he was the strongest one on the team.
No, that's Yura.
Oh,
because the little nigga got shorts on.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay.
Yeah. So Yura and Uraha, but like, can y'all? I just figured out what it is, but can y'all tell what's going on in the bottom right panel?
Yeah, their swords are. Yeah, their swords are separating.
Okay.
After their clash, yeah.
When I saw it, I thought it was like a throat being slashed or something, or just like, like it looks like that the top left part of that is like Uraha's like hilts or whatever, his guard on his sword. But I thought that shit looked like a shower curtain hole or something. I was like, what is going on in this?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I was just very confused and just like, I was like, what is happening? It took me a while to get it, so I can see like Uraha's sleeve, and then like his sword or whatever. So it just took me.
Yeah, they clashed. This nigga Uraha saw Kiri doing her thing and was like nice, and this nigga said distracted. So then they separated their swords, like they kind of like pushed away from each other so that he could fucking front kick this nigga in the gut.
Yeah. At first I thought like somebody got fucking jugged right in the neck. Yeah.
Jugs gotcha.
Jugs gotcha. Yeah, I thought somebody was fucking big dunzo. But nah, good chapter. Big Bachi, you know how it goes.
Incredible chapter, yeah.
Just the fucking talisman thing's cool. Like the chick, she's fighting with a heavy sword and then like slowing her down, and she's still just fucking a Beyblade on the field. Like, okay.
Yeah, so what is what is this chick's weapon? She's got like fucking wakizashi nunchucks.
I think they're chained to her wrists, not to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She has a whole ass bar going through her arm.
Yeah, they're chained to her arm, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Where you see that at? Oh, I see.
Page 14.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
But like,
I was just looking at page 18 when I said that, and I was like, hold on, what's going on here? She got the.
So, I wonder though, like, does she ever just do like a link up B on the ground and spin with like she let him go? Like, if she can't reach somebody, does she like fling, let go of the blade and let it kind of extend by chain and spin around or something? Like,
hey, Yato.
Huh?
We'll never know.
Oh, because she got fucking cake.
Staked.
Yeah, she got cut out a piece of that steak on her ass.
So y'all think she's done up? Like it's over with for her? Like she's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's probably cooked.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind if she isn't, and it's like. I mean, because like people gotta die, especially in a raid. Not saying like, oh, you gotta kill people because I'm an edgy motherfucker. But
like in a story like Kagurabachi, like niggas be dying pretty quickly. Yeah. Like the smallest fucking margin of error means death in this story, and I honestly love that about Kagurabachi. I think more stories should be like this inside of the genre.
Yeah, everybody can't make it to fucking see the sunset,
right? So.
She's probably toast. But like if not and she gets good writing, then sure, I'm for it. But she's done.
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna do it for me. You got anything else for this one, Knox?
I'm good. This was an incredible chapter and a great conversation.
Okay. What about you, Weber?
No, I'm satisfied. Great chapter. Love the action. Can't wait for more.
Okay, Big Traffer.
I'm skeeted out.
All right, and we're all pumped. That's gonna do it for chapter 90, Kiri of Kagurabachi. Before we get on up out of here, we're going to talk about what our favorite chapters of the week were. I guess I'll start it off because I don't think I normally do that. But for me, I guess it was tough, man. It was a banger week. We had a lot of, gassy, fire, hot stuff.
Yeah, despite
But
the lack of all of Weekly Shonen magazine too.
yeah, we
Yeah.
get your mags usually pretty strong. But I don't know, man. Like I really, the usual move, the safe pick is always like go Kagurabachi. But I think I'm gonna go maybe Centuria this week. I really liked the
Ooh.
Centuria chapter. It was really good. But like next to that, it's like it's hard to pick between Dandadan and Kagurabachi for me personally. But I think I'm gonna give it to Big Arcos, baby. He did his thing. Let's see.
Alright.
What about you, Weed?
I think I'm torn between the same chapters, but I think I'm gonna go with Dandadan because I love Juji. I love the Evil Eye, and this chapter was really fun. Really fun to read.
Okay. Hashtag Jivala. What about you, Knox?
Yeah, I think the top three are very obviously Kagurabachi, Centuria, and Dandadan in maybe that order. I don't really know, but I'm also choosing Centuria because we talk about in this segment how hard it is to kind of beat Kagurabachi for chapter of the week when Kagurabachi is like not doing a setup chapter and kind of like firing on all cylinders. I wouldn't call this a setup chapter. I think this is a payoff chapter for the setup of Kiri a couple chapters ago. And when Kagurabachi is doing a payoff chapter, it's very, very difficult for any other chapter to kind of win against it, at least historically in the segment of this show. But despite that, Centuria was just that good that I think it takes it. Like everything that Centuria did was just stellar this week. Like from the panning to a different area on the map to see what other characters are doing, which is something that we've saying that we've been wanting to see from Centuria, to the setup for Arcos's return into the story as a character, and just like the flashback to like Engval and Arcos and getting the writing for what they were able to accomplish in the Western War. Like everything was just so gas from start to finish that I think it just slightly edges out Kagurabachi this week for me, as good as Kagurabachi was. And I feel like that's so rare on this show.
Okay. Just got a message from Traffy. He went to go poop, but he wanted me to let y'all know that his favorite was Chainsaw Man and the Panties.
Wow, we got.
Why would you do this to me?
There
Why
he is.
would
There
you
he
do
is.
this to me?
There he is. What was your favorite? You want to go ahead and explain or give your thoughts or whatever?
God damn. All right, it's a Centuria sweep because Centuria was my favorite as well.
Yeah.
It just Arcos and Altus, everything, the fights, the gore. This chapter is just solid.
It really had it all, didn't it?
It really did.
Yeah, it was a big Centuria chapter this weekend. If you don't like, it's our opinions, baby. You can take your. I'm gonna keep it PG for the end, baby. But yeah. Last thing before we head into the outro, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments from last week's episode. Thank you all so much for doing that. We're gonna start with Magnus_Artifact. Shout out to Dude, man. He was responding to Knox because Knox had something to say about him in Black Clover last week. So he says,
"Oh no,
you see, in Black, he fucking in Black Clover, but he censored the A in Black and the O in Clover and put fucking asterisks there or whatever stars. You see, in Black Clover, stuff happens, and I'm glad that Knox still has beef. The absolute illiteracy, not specifying who in quotations.
You just said my name."
Different, yeah. He said, as much as I like to leave a cool thought on this comment, it basically boils down to an absolute banger on Centuria, Gachi, and Dandadan. The evil eye being cool now is so nice. Yeah. Shout out to Dude. That was, we're not going to specify who. We ain't going to say no names, but
yeah, keep talking your shit.
No.
Yeah, do your thing, man. Do your dancey dance on them hoes or whatever.
Cooked me.
We got at the sketch artist 6328. He says, I'd like to hear you guys review this manga called The Bugle Call. And Traffy, you want to comment?
Hey, yeah. So right now I am currently catching up on the Bugle Call. Every chapter I read, I make a short on it, so you can check that out. It's only one of our opinions, but hey.
Check out the shorts tab. Me and Yato are longtime fans of the Bugle Call. I don't know if Weeb reads Bugle Call. Do you?
Haven't read it yet.
Yeah, go do that as soon as you possibly can. You should probably drop everything else you're doing to start that immediately because it might be the best shonen new gen there is. But arguably. But yeah, no, me and Yato have been following that shit since pretty much like chapter 1. And we're huge fans of that. Traffy, like he said, is catching up on that right now and doing chapter reviews in our shorts tab. Click on it. Go give us the view. Go see what he has to say. We're supporting that series now on the channel because of you.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Weeb's not going to go to bed, even though he's supposed to go to work in 5 hours. He's going to go read the Bugle Call.
Yeah.
So we got.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Weeb, you shouldn't have let him know that. He's not going to leave you alone about it.
Oh, I'm gonna be so annoying.
Oh, I ain't gonna bother him. I got other things.
You're gonna wake up to 90 text messages from me tomorrow morning, Weed, by the way. So yeah, be prepared.
Dang. Yeah, 90 text messages from anybody. I'm sending fucking rocket launchers. Yeah. We got at Ikuto 4337. Trust me when I say that the actual battle between Wolfgang and Schwarzwolf is going to be one to enjoy. And you'll definitely see some good battles when that time comes. Schwarzwolf is going to get humbled by our team. So,
this a light novel, nigga?
Yeah. So when I read that,
Lee, get that shit. Nah, don't tell me shit like that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't say humble. What?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna act like I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, don't tell me, no spoilers, no implied spoilers, no like can't wait till you see that. Appreciate the comment. Thanks for coming out and listening, because we don't really get many comments on Shangri-La Frontier or stuff like Ranger. So it's always nice to see a comment related to one of our less popular talked about manga, but no spoilers, please. I know you didn't exactly say that like Sunraku sticks a plunger up somebody's butt, but like don't imply it. Don't be like, when the thing happens, you go like it, because just let it vibe, baby. We gonna hit it and we gonna quit it. But that's that. And last one from Abyssal Rift. Shout out to brother.
Hey, big dog.
Yeah, extra shout out to Abyssal because he's on book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He's a real one. I like him more than like a lot of other people, but I ain't gonna say no names. He says, "Bro, the priestess basically being Ghost Rider is crazy. I think the silhouette in front of the moon is whatever is reincarnated into Diane." And I think somebody was one of you guys were talking about that in our Centuria.
Yeah. I was like, someone left a comment about exactly what you talk about right now. I completely forgot it was Abyssal. Shout out that nigga. And I'm so mad that I never drew the connection between the Fire Nun Witch and Ghost Rider. She's definitely doing some penance stare type shit. And as like a Marvel comic fan, like I feel ashamed to not have drawn that line. So shout out to Abyssal for exposing the fraudulence within me.
Yeah. That's happened a couple times. That's happened a couple times tonight, yeah.
So.
Hey. But that was comments. We didn't get many last week because it was a short week and, people don't be reading a lot of different stuff. But shout out to all you guys who did leave comments, and shout out to the people who watched and didn't leave comments, because we still fuck with you. It is what it is, baby. It's big money over here. Anyway, it's time for the outro. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button. If you didn't already, you should have. You better go do it. Hit the like button on the last video too, because that one ain't got enough likes.
Right.
Hit the subscribe button. Comment. Give us a bunch of stuff to talk about in the comment section next week, and all that good stuff, man. Go read Dungeon Crawler Carl and brush your teeth. Hope you have strong bones, grow to be big and strong. I think that's it, man. This is Big Yato, and I was joined by the gang. The usual Papa Traff. Big No. What the fuck? This man, bro, y'all, we edited it out early. He made a fucking seal noise out of nowhere, yo.
Right.
Intrusive thoughts do not fucking go well with this guy.
We be catching this nigga mid-bust on the show, bro. I swear to God.
Mid-bust. Yeah, hell nah, man. We got to get him out of here. We're replacing. We're taking an application for normal niggas, on the show. Yeah, send an application, But anyway, holla at the people, Big Knox.
Yes, sir.
And the guy who just came back from Greece, and shit, man, are you gonna be here next week? Weep.
I should. I'll let you know. So far, I'm gonna try and keep on schedule.
Okay. Well, we got Big Weber back for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, his schedule changed and all that good stuff. But he's still trekking through. He pushing hard. He really wanted to talk about comic books and have y'all hear his beautiful voice because he's supposed to be awake in like 2 minutes to go back to work. So that's
Hell
going to
yeah.
do it for this episode, baby. It was Shonen Pulse episode 34. Big dollar money over here. We catch y'all later.